Hi, I'm Rae.
And I'm Veronica.
And welcome to the Chick Lit Book Club podcast,
where we read a romance novel and then we talk about it. Today we're talking about All Rhodes Lead Here by Mariana Zapata.
It was an upward trajectory on that one.
She's really singing tonight.
Kids, it started off already, man. We are ready to go. We're very excited about this book. Can you tell?
For the record, we had to restart because I was laughing too hard. At nothing, really. I mean, well, you did the Fred Armisen counting in thing.
Fred Armisen as Lawrence Welk. It's fine. Or The Count. It works.
The Count. Seriously, The Count.
I'm gonna, after we're done, I'm gonna send you that link. Well, you know, if you've
do.
seen it, because it's the one with the sisters, with the one that's got the little plastic hands.
Oh yes, And
I'm whatever. Bah, bah. Yeah. Is it Julene? I don't know. Anywho, God, those are the best. Oh. Anywho, guys.
Anyway, welcome, listeners.
Yeah. Welcome. Hello.
Welcome.
Where we talk about nonsense.
Mm-hmm.
So we had a pretty awesome thing happen tonight.
We did.
I'm surprising her all of a sudden. Veronica is it's fine. We had 1,001 listens, so we're pretty stoked.
Did. We hit it.
Hard. And can't quit it.
Yeah, I was just going to say, and we're not going to quit it.
No, never going to quit it.
Nope. Too legit to quit. That might be another one.
Too legit to quit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So we were kind of joking about it, but we are seriously so excited. I audibly gasped out loud to myself in an empty room. And then
it had jumped. It jumped in the last hour.
It jumped.
Yeah.
In the last even in the last couple days, we've had a ton of listens. So
yeah.
For a little old podcast with, we've had an extra episode here and there. So this episode that we're recording now is episode 12, but I think technically it's our 13th episode. So that doesn't count page to screen, but that's only 3, so what is that, 15 episodes, 16 episodes we've had?
6 months in?
Not even. Girl, this is January.
Yeah, so we're 5 months in.
So we're 5 months in. I'm happy with that.
Oh, I'm super happy. It means people are listening and people hopefully are liking, so.
Hopefully. No one has given us death threats yet, so I guess there's that.
Well, there's time.
There's time. There is always time.
I mean,
I'm actually a little surprised that we have not gotten hate mail from people telling us that we sound like whores and we're setting a bad example for.
Oh, besides my mother? Yeah, it's cool.
Oh, okay.
Just kidding.
Stop it. No.
Again, my mom doesn't know how to use the podcast machine, so she doesn't. True. It's never
the podcast machine. Yesterday, I said to she was like, "What are you doing this weekend?" And I said, which is also not how my mom's voice sounds. But she was like, "What are you doing this weekend?" And I said, Rae and I are recording tomorrow night. And she said, "Oh, what episode is that?" She was like, 10, and I was like, 12. And she was like, "Oh, I'm behind." And I was like, "It's okay, Mom."
Where's she at? Did she tell you?
She didn't say. But she did just read Adulting, and she liked it. I loaned her my ARC copy, and she really liked it.
Oh, I love that so much.
She said she really liked it.
I want to hug your mom.
She is pretty awesome. I mean, really,
she's a pretty nice lady, too.
She's extremely nice and one of the most patient people I know.
Yes.
She would have been
listening to all of our episodes.
Yeah, she really would have to be patient in order to raise me. So
I don't know, sometimes I think
still choose to put up with my shit on a daily basis.
I sometimes think that maybe I hope that I keep my mom young. Because
your mom, I really do love your mom.
She's crazy.
I really do. She's is, but that doesn't mean I don't love her.
Well, as quick aside, I have to tell you this text that she sent me tonight.
Oh, thank God.
I texted her. I said, "Hey," because I tell her about good, shows that I've watched. I'm like, "You might like this." I have not watched. Listener, Veronica and I have read about 4,000 books in the last week. Legit. Because we're trying to, it's not, by the time this comes out, you're not gonna, you're not gonna be able to follow it, but there's been a book recommendation month, and we've been trying to like keep up with it and trying to recommend books, read the books first, obviously, not just recommend a random book. So we want to make sure it's something that we both would, or at least one of us would recommend on the podcast. So we've been reading a lot. So I haven't watched a lot of stuff. My friend texted me the other day, he's like, you need to watch Mayor from Easttown. And I'm like, okay. I've seen commercials for it. It's got Kate Winslet in it. She plays the detective. Her. Oh, she's fantastic in it. And I don't think they put any makeup on her.
Oh, wait. I think I have seen like a promo for it.
Yeah, it's on HBO Max. And I started it today before I went and did stuff. Then I watched an episode and I cleaned, and then I was watching another episode. It's really good. I have to say, it's something my mom I think would like. So I texted her. I said, hey, I know you got HBO Max. Why don't you check out Mayor for Easttown? And this is the text that I got back from her. And I was like, I don't fucking know what you're talking about. She just said, okay, we are doing our foo-wops.
What?
Yep. We are doing our FOOWOPS. And it took me about, good 5 minutes to be thinking, doo-wop. She's watching the doo-wop shows on PBS with my father.
Oh, my God.
I wrote back, I said, you understand that I don't know at first what you were fucking talking about. And then she's, oh, yeah. Yeah. That's my mom.
I do.
She
I
used
love
to be a police officer.
I know. And I love that. I really, truly love your mom.
She's crazy. I love her too.
Yes. Well, just in case people forget, you know how everyone thinks their mother is crazy? You made them that way.
Yes.
You did. You made them that way.
Yep. Yep.
Rae.
Yes.
What's your bright spot?
Okay.
It's really dramatic gas.
I know. So I found this thing last week that it tickled my pickle and I couldn't handle it. It was like, I loved it so much. I kept listening. So I love bluegrass music. I love all music. I mean, let's just be honest. I love almost everything except for like black metal or like death metal. Like Sweden, I'm not really into, or screamo. Anything else I love. There's country music I love. There's Dolly. I'm wearing a Dolly shirt.
Dolly.
Dolly. I don't so much care for new country, but that's neither here nor there. I mean, I love everything. I love reggae. I love everything. I love bluegrass. I found a bluegrass group that plays covers of 80s music.
Yes.
And it's called Love Cannon. And that's CANON. And I have been listening to their, I think, 3 albums on repeat constantly. I'm telling you guys, they haven't made an album since maybe 2017 maybe, or 2018. They're fantastic. Like, it's good. It's good. Like the musicianship, the arrangements are fantastic for being a bluegrass group. And then watching them, I've watched a couple of videos of them live. They're great. But if you like 80s music and you like bluegrass music, it's a nice combination of the two. So if anybody, I would love them to do our theme song. I think it would be fucking amazing.
Oh my God, or write us a different one also.
Or do one for Page to Screen.
Oh my God.
Or whatever.
I would die.
Me too. Like, so if anybody knows Love Cannon,
hit us up.
The lead singer, he's a fucking stack and a half.
There you go.
He's really cute. So if he's single,
just throwing it out there.
Just throwing it out there. Kidding. I'm so kidding.
She's not though.
So I'm not. But for your own enjoyment in your
listening
ear holes,
pleasure,
in your ear holes, to pimp up your ear holes, I would totally recommend Love Cannon. So that was my bright spot.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Hey, Veronica.
Hey.
Tell me something good.
So my bright spot this week is a stupid adulting thing.
Okay.
So our dishwasher has been slowly failing for a while. we one time sunk like too many $100 in it to fix it when it broke. Because at the time, like, we were just like, we're not in the market for a new dishwasher.
Just throw money at the problem, make it go away.
Yes, like, make it go away. Like, we're not in the market to be purchasing a fucking dishwasher. So we threw some money at the problem because it was less than throwing money at a different problem. Yeah. But in the last month, I was like, no. It was starting to break again. Like, literally, the sprayer just falls off every single time.
Jesus.
There's two sprayers, like the one on the bottom and the one on the top. And, like, the top one just literally falls off within a minute of it starting every single time. So then,
I'm going to do it. Nope, I'm dead.
Nope, not doing it. I'm not doing it at all. So, like, you hear it start. Also, it's loud as fuck. And so it'll start, and then, like, you hear just like a clunk. And you know that is the thing hitting everything on the bottom. And I was like, you know what? We're done here. I'm not putting any, for a solid month, we would just put it back on every single time. And then I was like, I'm just not using it anymore. I just don't care. It's fine. Like, it's fine. So, today we got a new fucking dishwasher.
Did you?
Yeah, we did.
I did not know this. I feel like behind the times.
It's been a blur. And also, our credit card company flagged it as fraud because I think because we bought it online, and so like it was all of a sudden this like many $100 purchase,
right?
And they were like, "This doesn't seem legit," and so they flagged it. And then they called, like the store called us and was like, "So your credit card was declined?" And I was like, "No, like why? No." So anyway, we got it straightened out because they thought someone stole our credit card, which, you know, thanks, Discover.
I mean, that's what they're supposed to do.
It's what you're supposed to do. Thank you very much for your assistance in that, because if we hadn't purchased a dishwasher, we'd be really upset. So anyway, it got installed today. It is so goddamn pretty. Also, it is so quiet. Now, listener, I have extraordinarily sensitive hearing, like really sensitive. I may or may not be ADHD. I'm not entirely sure, but like, I've heard that that's a thing with some ADHD people, that they have like auditory sensory. It goes crazy, and like they'll get really irritable when they're like sensory overloaded in that nature. And I get like that. So anyway, our old dishwasher was super, super loud, and I was able to like tune it out, and it just became part of the background noise. But this one, I swear to God, and keep in mind, I have extremely sensitive hearing. I literally didn't know it was running.
Oh, wow. That's awesome.
I was in the next room, and my husband was like, the guy was installing it, and he was running it like to test and make sure there weren't any leaks or anything like that. And my husband goes, "I think it's running." And I was like, "No." And I walked like around the wall. We were trying to entertain our kid, and I like walked around the wall so I could look into the kitchen, and I could see the red dot on the floor. And I was like, "Shut up." I said, "Are you running that?" And I'm sure he was like, "What the fuck is wrong with this
He's
woman?"
like, "Oh my God, it's shooting."
He was like, "Holy shit." And he looked up at me. And of course, we all have like, right. So we all have masks on. So you can only see like just this, right?
Yeah.
And so I was like this. I said, "Is that running?" As my eyes are like theatrically large. He goes, "Yeah." And I was like, "That is so quiet." Like,
you know,
he was just like, "Okay." I mean, apparently he has like the same brand, like similar model that we do. And so he was like, "Yeah, it's extremely quiet. You won't even know that it's running, like ever. You won't ever hear it." I know. Oh my God, dude. You have no idea how fucking quiet this thing is. I love it so much. Also, on my old dishwasher, this is so fucking lame, you guys. I am such a loser. So like the top rack would only come out like 3/4 of the way.
Oh no, that's fucking stupid.
Thank you. So this one comes out the whole way. Do you know how silly excited I am about that?
Well, yeah, because it fucking does its job.
That's what's stupid. Like, that was stupid, GE. Why? Why did you do that?
I don't know, but every time we have a conversation, I just go, "You're Jordan." Hey, Jordan.
Yeah, I am. I really am Jordan from Knowledge Fight. Yeah, mic down. So anyway, I am a big loser, and clearly
You're not a loser. I get so excited about that stuff.
Clearly in my mid-30s. And I just bought a dishwasher. So that is my super lame adulting bright spot.
Oh, I love it. I absolutely love it.
I can't wait for that goddamn thing to run. My husband
like dirty some dishes just to throw them in there.
My husband like enjoyed doing the dishes after dinner tonight.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
like
if that's
putting them in the dishwasher, you mean?
Yes, of course. But like if that gives him some joy, if that sparks some joy for that man and makes him enjoy doing the dishes more, I feel like it was worth all the money, every single penny spent.
Yep. I guess here's my additional bright spot. I'm getting my fucking fence for my backyard.
Yay!
Yeah, 4 weeks from now, but I think.
But it's like you're scheduled, like it's getting closer. That's so exciting.
Our spokes dog, our podcast spokes dog, will have a backyard to run in. So I'm very excited about that. Dearest Luna, who is laying like a baby right now. She's being such a good girl with her treat. She's guarding it because Sherman's an asshole.
Sherman will steal it.
He will be really careful. He will walk by it, and she will think he's stealing it. I'm like, he's a cat. He doesn't want your chew toy. Anywho, do you want to talk about this wonderful book? I want to talk about this. We do.
Oh my god, I want to talk about this book so bad.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Do you want to take a little break and we'll come back?
Yeah. Yeah, let's do that.
Ooh.
We will be back in 2 and 2. What's that, Luna? Oh, you want to start a podcast? Okay, so what's it going to be about? History of the Byzantine Empire and how it relates to the Holy Roman Church through its culture, religious practices, and societal norms? Wow, that's intense. So how are you going to distribute your podcast to the world? Anchor.fm? Good call, Loons. You know that Anchor will distribute your podcast for you, so you can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many other platforms. That way you can spend more time chasing your brother Sherman and soaking up some sunbeams. I know Sherman can be a jerk, but he's just a cat, remember? And the other thing, it has everything you need to make a podcast all in one place. Anchor.fm is like one-stop podcast creation. Plus, it's free. I mean, as a podcast spokesdog, you have no idea why things hold monetary meaning, but just know free is a good thing. Yes, so everyone should download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. Okay, there's no need for that language. I think our enthusiasm is enough to encourage people to try it out. Seriously, Byzantine history, not like a dog treat or most doggy accessible park review? Okay, I mean fine, but if you have more listeners than us, no busy bones for like a week. Oh, I mean a day. Ugh, I can't stay mad at you. And we're back.
She did the Fred Armistead thing, and I was like, no, I'll be fine. I won't laugh. And listener,
and
she lied.
And guess what? I did it like even more like pronounced because I knew it was like, oh, she's not gonna laugh, right?
No, she's not gonna laugh. And narrator, she lied.
Nice.
So
we didn't talk about who's going to read the summary.
I can do it. It's actually I looked at it beforehand, and the summary is very short.
For it.
So we're going to need to elaborate.
We will have to add.
We will have to elaborate.
Okay.
There are mixed reviews of this book, but let me just tell you that the people who left negative reviews,
they could suck a dick.
I 1000% disagree with all of you. Spoiler alert: this book is amazing. Yeah. Okay, so here is the description from as per Amazon, and it's very short, so we're going to elaborate. This is All Rhodes Lead Here by Mariana Zapata. Losing people you love is hard. Aurora de la Torre, I assume, right? Because it's
Torre, right?
Yeah.
Torre.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Aurora de la Torre knows moving back to a place that was once home isn't going to be easy. Starting your whole life over probably isn't supposed to be. But a small town in the mountains might be the perfect remedy for a broken heart. Checking out her landlord across the driveway might cure it too. Mm-hmm. And let me tell you, yes.
That's
it, dude.
Fuck
That's
me.
all
Okay.
it is.
Okay, yeah, we have to expound on that a little bit.
We have to expound upon that. I clicked like read less, thinking it was read more. Nope. That was it.
Read less was like, here's a lady.
It was like, I'm going to take away the last sentence. So yeah, this is Mariana Zapata's most recent one. This came out on April 1st of 2021. And we had found out, I forget when, sometime probably in March or February, that she was coming out with another book. And I was like, Rae, red fucking alert. Because, first of all, I love Mariana Zapata. And Rae is the one who told me about Mariana Zapata. So I was like, I am dead. I'm so excited she's coming out with another book because everything that I have read from her, like, I would have read in the last year. And I've read, so at this point, I had read Wall of Winnipeg was the first one that I read, which is one of my favorite books of all time. Like, so good. I also read, I read Culty first.
Yeah, because I told you
You told me about Culty,
first.
so I read Culty first, which, again, amazing. Then Wall of Winnipeg, and then probably From Luke Off with Love. And then this one. So there are many of hers that I have not read yet. But
You've only read the 4.
I think so. I read Lingus.
Oh, So
Fucking
Rae, at
Lingus.
this point, oh my God, at this point, we're up to date with the
You
both
and
of
I
us
are both up to date, yeah.
Okay. Fucking Lingus is amazing.
Lingus is fan-fucking-tastic. Lingus is exactly named why you think it is. But it is... Lingus is about... P.S. Dear listener, this is as much a discussion about All Rhodes Lead Here as it is a fan club for Mariana Zapata. So just FYI.
Right.
You will not go wrong with Mariana Zapata. All of her books are longer. They're like 500 pages-ish. Sometimes more. This one...
More to love. More to love.
Yep. There's nothing wrong with it.
Lingus wasn't as long.
No, Lingus is like... I don't know exactly how many pages, but it was on
Around
the shorter side of her stuff.
Yeah.
But Lingus is about I think she's a teacher.
She is.
She's a teacher.
Elementary school teacher.
But it's like summertime when the book happens, so it's not like a major part of the discussion. She befriends and then falls in love with an actual porn star.
Which I, for the longest time, have asked people. That's one of my questions I asked, like, my friends. I'm like, what would you do if, one, either you were dating someone and found out they had done porn, would you still date them? Or two, like, would you start dating someone you knew was in porn? Like, it's a tough question because, and in that book answers every single
one of those
thing
questions.
That you're like, she's got the, I mean, honestly, like the what I would have, the like self confidence
self-doubt issues. Yeah.
And like the, STD issues that you would have, and like just
but also her friends are just as obsessed with porn, and the one friend is a lesbian porn actress,
right?
So like she has a friend literally in the industry.
Yeah.
So it's very good. Now for all of
it's very pro porn.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah. I mean,
but for
so
all
it's like our podcast.
It's like our podcast. It's sex positive. But for all of the porn sex discussions, it's not like graphic.
No.
It's actually really like
No, and when they finally have sex, it's not like it's
very sweet, actually.
It's very sweet. It's not graphic. Like he does the right things because he knows what he's doing the right things. He knows what he's doing. But there is a scene in that book that is my favorite scene of all Mariana Zapata.
Which one?
Books. It's the one where he's waiting outside.
Oh, where he waits out.
When she goes on that date. It sticks in my mind, like, from all of the books I've read.
So good.
It's so sweet. I mean, and like we're so downplaying like Wall of Winnipeg, which is what everyone loves.
Because it's so fucking good. That's like Mariana Zapata canon.
Yeah. But I mean, I want to give Lingus some love. That sounds so wrong. Because it's so fucking good.
Is it wrong?
It's not.
No,
it's not wrong. It's not
nothing
wrong. because it's so fucking good and it's so overshadowed.
It is very overshadowed. Like, people don't give that book nearly as much love as they do Winnipeg or Culty, which are both fantastic, and so is Lugoff. All of those books, I've yet to read a Mariana Zapata book that I'm like, eh. Like, I have loved every Mariana Zapata book I've ever read.
I blew Veronica's mind because I literally finished Lugoff with Love in a day.
This is what happened. So we were like, all right, we're gonna put All Rhodes Lead Here on our list, okay? Because it came out and we were like, oh my god, it's out. We have to read it. And Rae was like, we really need to give ourselves a couple weeks. This is a long book. Like, this is 572 pages printed. So we were like, we need to make sure we give ourselves a couple weeks to get through this book. Dear listener, both of us finished this book in maybe 5 days.
I finally... So
we actually took a break, both of us. Stopped ourselves.
Yeah. Because I said, because we were done that last week, and I said...
Early last week.
Yeah, I said, I can't... If I finish it now, I will never remember it.
Right. So we both stopped and then came back to it. You and I both finished it like yesterday/today.
Yeah. Well, and in that time, I said, okay, so what else should I read? Because, like, I've had some time to be able to read. I'm like, so tell me what I should read. And you immediately said Lugoff.
Like
and so I finished that in a fucking day. Like, literally a day. I was up till like 3 a.m. It's fine. No worries about my mental health.
No.
Nope. I don't need sleep.
No one needs sleep. It's overrated. I'll sleep when I'm dead.
God, that was... And I... Yes, I will sleep when I'm dead. I was reading reviews for it, and people were like, what's the lead in that? What's the heroine's name?
Jazz.
Catalina.
Jasmine.
Oh, Jasmine. That's... Yeah, because Catalina is somebody else. Anyhow, it's a different book.
For a lot of books this week, you guys.
Fuck yeah, God. So Jazz... They're like, I fucking hated Jazz. I'm like,
I don't understand that. Jazz was great. She was spunky as shit.
Yes, and like you soon realize why she's as pissed off at the world as she is. And I thought she was ballsy as shit. So,
I loved her.
Like, you needed somebody
she was
like
ballsy,
Lugoff.
like Vanessa is in Winnipeg.
Yes. You needed a Lugoff who was very much not as outspoken and kind of like he was.
They give each other so much shit.
They do. But he defers to her in a number of different scenes too. Like, God,
that book is so good.
So I think there are people. I think there are reviewers out there. I hate to say this, but I'm gonna. Goodreads reviews. I don't know if I can trust him anymore. I'm going to be completely 100% honest because I've read some things where I like look back at the reviews and I said, "Are you fucking kidding me?" I picked out tons of grammatical errors. There were continuity errors, and people were like 4 stars. I'm like,
oh, hands down, another one that I've read.
I downloaded that one. You read that one? That's right. That's right.
That was her one before this. I think that came out in December. It's one of her newer ones.
It's on my list. I mean, I literally have it. I haven't just gotten to it yet. But so I think there's a group, and I'm this is part of me being X-Files, like conspiracy thing. I think there's a group that don't like Mariana Zapata.
Oh, I think that's possible. I mean, I think that there
and I think that
are
they just,
groups of like authors turn their fans against other people.
I 100% agree.
Like, I don't want to say that, but like I've seen it. I've seen it happen.
Goodreads especially, because I've seen people who have posted like negative reviews, and if you read the reviews, they're like well thought out, well written reviews, and the authors have come after them, and like friends of the author, and I'm like, you guys
like
need to calm
I'm not going to name
down.
names here, but I have known specific authors, and TikTok calls them out. Authors who like sick their fans. Against their other fans, like against the other authors' fans.
And I hate to say it, but you're writing a book, so it's just called a critic.
Book.
That's what happens.
It's just a book, you guys. Like,
well, that and you're also putting something out there. Like we said, we don't hate mail. I mean, I want constructive criticism. Right. And that's what, like, the one in particular that I read was so constructive. I was like, this makes a lot of sense. But, like, I totally get if you're just going on being like, this person's an asshole. But if you have something to say that like would make the author a better author.
Sure. Like one of my author friends said that at one point, someone left her a review on one of her books that says, there's a major plot hole in this book, but then didn't say what it was.
Oh, nice.
And my friend was like, but I just don't understand. Like, can you just tell me what it is? Because I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Tell me what. Direct message me and tell me, man.
She was like, I would like to fix that. Is there a problem? Like, can you please tell me what? But I mean, she was like, I don't know what
people can, because you know what, internet,
right? And not everyone. We talk about this all the time. Like, not everyone likes everything, and that's fine.
Yes.
Like I don't care. Fine. That's great.
It's your God-given fucking
you
right
don't
to
have
not
to
like
like everything. Now this is a long ass review on Amazon. This is a 7 bullet point list that is long. This
of Rhodes?
Mm-hmm. And it's a middle of the road review. Like 3 stars.
Okay.
Fine. She has some complaints that I'm sorry are just I just smacked my table. They're personal, like, annoyances to this person. And fine, like, whatever. But I'm like, you really took some time here. And one of these things is that it wasn't, like, the sex scene wasn't very hot. And I was like, you can fuck off. This sex scene was incredibly hot.
So I think what she meant to say is, I'm gonna play devil's advocate here.
Do it.
Because, no, I thought this was fucking hot, too.
Fucking hot as hell.
It was when he turned positions.
I texted you.
I was like, Jesus Christ, when he's talking about aiming his hips in a different way. And I was like,
I texted you immediately. And I was like,
yes.
So the sex scene's really hot. Like, really, really hot.
Yes. And I was like, cosign, bitch.
Yes.
Cosign.
When you got to it, you were like, cosign. Like, I think all you texted me was cosign in the sex scene. I was like, yes.
Oh, I mean, I will fucking read it if I need to talk about how fucking hot it was, but here's what I'm thinking with this person. I'm assuming it's a female who wrote it. I'm assuming is maybe she is saying like I had it and my brain went like left, but is that she didn't think it was hot because it wasn't as descriptive and graphic.
Maybe not.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
And it wasn't longer because honestly, there's not like he stuck it in and like I saw his big cock. And
right. Well, but Mariana Zapata doesn't write that way. Like it's not.
I mean, if you're expecting one thing, you're not going to get it.
But God, Mariana Zapata, fucking just slow clap. I love Mariana Zapata. She's like one of my like author queens. Like she is just, that woman can do no wrong for me.
Well, it's really funny because I was looking at one of the reviews today, and it was like, I found so many grammatical errors. And I'm like, I am crazy when it comes to that kind of crap. Like I sent you, I was reading a book this week, and Veronica was rereading it, and I said, I found a couple like errors in this book, and they were stupid, silly errors.
There's always something. I don't think any book is actually perfect. I think our brains usually fill in, like we don't even necessarily notice.
Yes.
Yeah.
I have not found that with Mariana Zapata books very often.
I usually
not as much
like highlight it. Like the one word, I'll highlight it. And I don't think I saw any in this one. I don't know that I've ever seen any. That's a good point.
I mean, so I guess we should talk about the book now.
We probably should. This concludes this portion of the Mariana Zapata fan club.
You can join if you'd like.
You can join if you'd like. And also, we can't guarantee we're done talking about it for the rest of this episode.
No, this might be the longest episode ever.
She's amazing.
No, I'm sorry. Our last episode was the longest episode ever.
Episode 11 is going to be a little on the lengthy side.
Oh, yeah. It won't be our last episode, so it'll be a couple behind. Anyhow, we'll get to that later.
So do you want to... Girl, please tell me about your compliment sandwich. Or no, should we talk about...
No, we should talk about the plot a little bit.
Yeah, we should talk about the plot a little more.
Okay, so we've got Aurora.
Yes.
Who has rented an apartment from... who she thinks is an adult.
Yep.
Tobers.
Tobias
Tobias
Rhodes.
it actually, she has been, she shows up, and unfortunately, Tobers' son, Amos, who's 15, I believe.
Yeah, he turned 16 during the book.
Yeah. He has, unbeknownst to his father, rented out their apartment above the garage to random people on the internet. Well, the random person happens to be Aurora. And Aurora is coming off of this is one thing, well, we'll talk about later, is that I couldn't understand if they really were married, they were common law married, but really is in the state that they were in, are they common law married?
Aurora, you mean?
Yeah, and her husband, and Caden. I don't know if they were.
Legally, they were not.
But no, because later, though she said later they were common law married, which, depending on the state, is legally married. Right. So I don't know. It's a gray area.
It is a gray area.
They were together for 14 years, and she wrote all of his music. You find that out very quickly. It's not a spoiler. She's a songwriter, and that's what she's done for the last 14 years. But Caden's mother is such a fucking bitch.
Don't worry, you get to meet her.
You do. And you want to punch her in the goddamn throat.
You do.
Caden becomes a very well-known,
country
superstar country singer. Yeah. And she has written all of his music.
Except even the last two albums, which she will not, she had nothing to do with. She's very clear about that.
He ended up having to cancel and canceling his tour because they were so bad. But down to commercials, she he is one of those are you ready for some football commercial songs?
Oh, right.
And she wrote those ones for him too. That's where we're talking.
She's extremely talented.
Extremely talented. And she has a friend named Yuki, Lady Yuki, and she wrote pretty much all of her music.
Yeah, well, at least her last album,
the one, yeah. And so her ex-mother-in-law has pretty much cut her out of everything. But in while in saying, hey, I'm not going to take you to court and sue you for everything, can I, here's $10 million, go fuck yourself. Pretty much that's what they did. So and she signed NDAs saying that she
won't say anything about
it. Yeah. So she's got $10 million.
She calls it blood money.
She calls it blood money, and it's in a heart full of heartbreak and just and at the same time, she's going back to the last place that she ever felt like home, which was Colorado.
I pulled it up. It's a real place. I Googled it.
Is it?
Yeah, it is. It's called
Lake Pagosa.
It's called Pagosa Springs, Colorado.
Pagosa Springs. And that was where she spent many years with her mother before her mother went missing. And she had to go live with her aunt and uncle.
And that was in Florida.
And that was in Florida. So she meets Caden in college, and again, he becomes a superstar or whatever. So where we meet her is where she's coming back to Pagoda Springs.
Pagosa.
And Pagosa? Oh, damn it. Pagosa. I'm reading it. I kept thinking Pagoda.
Yeah.
Pagosa Springs. And she keeps saying, okay, so I was the most happiest here. I'm going to start a new life here. So she moves into this apartment.
That's above a garage.
Yeah. I mean, it's tiny. It's a studio apartment. And she's pretty much left with what she had going into it. So nothing. And you first meet Rhodes when he thinks that she's breaking into the apartment. Yep. So he comes with a gun. She's got pepper spray. But
I think, to be fair, I think he is still dressed in his work uniform.
Yes, he is. Because she's trying to figure out what the patches mean.
Right, yeah. So, he's a game warden for the park.
Yeah, he is.
Much like Drew Arunas. So, he... so he has a gun. That's part of their standard uniform.
He's law enforcement.
Right, he is a law enforcement officer. So he has a gun on him, and she notices it. And she's like, holy shit, take whatever... I think she literally says, holy shit, take whatever you want, please just don't hurt me.
Yeah, yeah.
And he's like, what?
Yeah. He's pissed off because
pissed.
Amos... He's super pissed. He eventually lets her stay there, but he just says, do not talk to my son. Do not talk to me. You are to be... I should never hear from you.
I don't want to even know you're here except that your car is here.
Exactly. just leave the cash under my door, blah, 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 that we're done. And she
agrees to pay triple. Yeah. Just to be able to stay.
Triple the rent. Yeah. Because she really, she just needs to be there for a month and then she can figure out, her life. She wants to stay in
Pagosa.
Pagosa. I'm going to get it by the end. Pagosa. But she just doesn't have a job. She has nothing.
Right, she has nothing.
Literally nothing. She has a friend still in town, Clara. And Clara runs this out rigging store.
Yeah, like an outdoor store, where you'd go to buy, fishing stuff or
rafts and
whatever, outdoor sporting things.
Yeah, which she has
no idea about any longer.
Yep.
She used to know.
Also, yeah, because her mother was a hiker,
avid hiker.
Yeah, that's perfect. Yeah, and so she wants to get back to that. Her big plan is to come back to Pagosa Springs and hike all the hikes that her mother did, because her mother had this journal of all the different hiking spots.
Her mother took extensive notes of the hikes that she liked and didn't like.
Yes, and unfortunately she disappeared on one of the hikes. So she ends up going into town after she gets to stay, and then she gets a job at the outdoor store
with her friend Clara.
And yes, and she realizes quite quickly, I have no the fuck idea what I'm talking about to customers. So she asks, because poor Amos has appendicitis, and she comes home one day, and he's dying pretty much, and she drives him to the hospital and stays there until the all clear or whatever. They find out what it is, and it's appendicitis. She goes home, and Rhodes, which he tells her to call him Rhodes, is eventually so just overwhelmed with gratitude that he says, I owe you one. So she decides that favor needs to be teach me about the outdoors.
Yeah, teach me about outdoor things.
Yeah, so I can sell, because I feel so awful. I can't sell stuff. I can't help my friend.
Right.
That was the whole point of me taking this job, because I don't know the first fucking thing about tents and fishing equipment and shit.
Right.
So that's how
they start talking. Yeah. Yeah. Oh my God. Now, Rhodes is very well, I'll talk about it when we get into our compliment sandwich. God, I love this book so much. You guys cannot see, I have a hanger in my mouth. I mean, that's basically what I look like right now.
I know. I mean, Tober Rhodes. I'm going to keep calling him that because that's what she calls him. His name is Tobias.
Yes, it is.
But she calls him Tobers.
But no one calls him Tobias.
No, they all call him Rhodes. I mean, he was in the military, so he's a military
for a long
guy.
time, Navy.
Yeah, and he's around 40.
She's turning 40.
It's right, and she's 30.
She's 33. I found it earlier today. I looked it up. So, I love a book with a heroine in her 30s. I fucking love it.
Yeah, I love everybody, but I'm really fucking tired of these 21-year-old.
It gets old, man.
Yeah, because when you're looking 20 years out of that, you're like, I can't relate to any of this because it was a lot different when I was 20.
Yeah. Now, some people are fine with new adult. It's just not my jam.
No, I mean, when I was 20, 9/11 hadn't even happened. So there you go.
It had happened for me, but I was in high school when it happened. So you and I are 5 years apart, I think.
Yeah.
So. But when I was 20, everyone my age was being well, they weren't being drafted, but they were being asked to sign up for the military because we were in the middle of two wars.
Yeah.
I was literally the age where they were talking about reinstituting the draft. At that time, would we do it or what would it look like or anything like that? So what we're saying is shit looked different for us when we were 20 years old.
Guys, I mean, I feel for you for COVID. I totally feel for you.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
We also, I mean, my school had an anthrax scare, so my college did.
We had our own shit, is what we're saying.
Yeah.
It was different, but it was our own. This was a tangent we took right now.
We did.
Anyway, we love that there is a 33-year-old heroine.
Yeah, we do. Yeah. We do. Do you want to talk a little bit about what we do? What we do here? What do we do here? How do we set some shit up?
So if you are new to the podcast, welcome. But we do, how we like to structure our reviews is that we do what we call a compliment sandwich. So
Velvet Hammer.
Velvet Hammer.
Did you get that article I sent you? Fuck off. I'm not going to call it my friend is called, actually, I've told you this before. My friend is called the Velvet Hammer where he works.
Stop it.
No, I'll tell you off air.
Okay, we'll talk about later. Maybe I want to know, maybe I don't. So we do something called a compliment sandwich, which is we talk about something we liked, which is like the top bun or the top piece of bread on a sandwich. And then we talk about something that maybe we didn't like so much, which is like the meat or veggie substitute of the sandwich. Maybe sometimes it's like a BLT, and maybe other times it's like a giant corned beef sandwich. And then we go back to something good. We do the bottom bun is something we enjoyed from the book. So that we're leaving you on a good note. So anyway, that's how we roll with our reviews here. And then we'll talk about stunt casting and our rating system, which is eggplants and hearts.
Hot.
Hotter.
Hottest. Would you like to grace me with one of your pros?
I would.
Okay,
so my top bun is the contrast between Aurora and Rhodes, because he is like quiet and grumpy, and is generally like really stoic and doesn't like when Rae said that he's really grateful to her and says like, I owe you one, mind you, he's not like falling over himself.
No, it hurts. Almost looks like it pains.
It seems like it sort of pains him to be like, I owe you one, because he's so fucking irritated that his son has gone behind his back to rent out. And I think if I'm remembering correctly, like Rhodes was supposed to be on a work trip for the month. Yeah. So Amos like thought he was going to get away with this because he wanted the money to buy a guitar. Yeah. Like a fancy guitar, like a better one than what he already had. And so even though Rhodes had told him like 50 times, no, you cannot do this, he fucking did it anyway.
I would be very upset with my child.
And you fucking should be. Like, if you're not upset that your child has rented out your garage apartment to a stranger without your permission, and after you have explicitly said, no, you cannot do this, dozens of times, then, like, maybe you're not parenting very hard. You know? I mean, you should be upset by that. So he's super pissed that she's there and wants nothing to do with the fact that she is there. He's only letting her stay the month, and he's like, then you will get the fuck out. So he thanks her and is like, like, you literally saved my kid's life.
Right. And
it's not, so we're talking about like mountainous Colorado. Okay. If you've never been to Colorado, or you've never been to like a mountainous region, the mountains don't have great cell phone reception. It just kind of depends on like where you are. And
it's a weird, not a weird place. It's a very different place. I mean, you've got the change of altitude. You've got a lot of different factors. You have no cell phone coverage. There's so much that goes on. And it's really funny because they go into all of those different things in this book.
Because
like,
it's very
It feels
different.
like Mariana really researched this. Like either
I think she lives in Colorado.
Does she?
I think so. Or like somewhere in that region.
Got it.
A lot of her books have taken place, most of them that I've read have taken place like in Houston or around Houston, except for Lingus, which takes place in Florida. But this takes place in Colorado. And so it's not like Amos is sick. He's like outside on the porch, basically hoping that Rhodes comes home.
Right.
But
because he's trying to reach him.
He's been trying to reach him and he can't get him. And it's not that Rhodes doesn't care or that he's not paying attention. He just literally can't. There's no way to get a hold of him. Yep. So Rhodes doesn't know that his kid is sick. So then.
And that happens quite often in the book.
Yeah, it does.
Somebody's been trying to reach somebody and they can't because of the bad cell phone.
Right.
In very inopportune times.
Yes. Like really unfortunate times. Yeah. So she just so happens to arrive home and finds him. and is very cognizant of the fact that Rhodes was like, do not talk to my kid. And I don't blame Rhodes for that, for being like, for trying to protect his child. He doesn't know anything about this woman. Mm-hmm. At one point, she literally says to him, I am not attracted to teenagers.
Yeah.
Like, I look at him like a nephew. He reminds me of my nephews.
She says it a couple
times. Like, trying to be like, I swear to God, I'm not a pedophile.
In one point, she's like, I'm more attracted to you than I would ever be attracted to him. Right. And I was like, well, come on.
Hello. So she, like, takes him to the hospital and then calls the uncle on the way and, like, gets everything straightened out, and Rhodes gets to the hospital. But in the moment, like, when he sees her at the hospital, is, like, really angry with her.
Oh, my God. I texted you and I said, I don't like him right now. I really don't like him right now.
He's really angry with her for, like, talking to his kid.
Yeah, intercepting,
getting involved. But she's doing the right thing, and she knows she's doing the right thing. And she also understands, even in that moment, like, he's very stressed out. He's freaked out because his kid is sick. And, like, now this woman he doesn't know at all is the one who brought him to the hospital.
There's so many opportunities for her to be angry and be bitchy at him.
And she's not.
And she doesn't. And she's a great character. Like, honestly, she's well written and just so...
And that's the contrast for me, is that, like, he is, like, kind of surly and stoic and quiet, and she is fucking sunshine.
Which, now that I'm sitting here thinking about it, like, I'm going to go back to Lingus for a second. Because every review I've seen of this book, it was like, it's the same MO with Mariana Zapata, which they're not wrong. Is always the man is the, like, pissy sort of, like, angry man character.
Sure.
And then the heroine is the more, like, effervescent, not even like more outspoken, more, in this case, effervescent. And then you've got Lingus.
Yeah.
Which is very different, which, again, surprises me that more people don't know about Lingus.
Lingus is so good.
Because it is so very different. Where, I mean, the hero is, I mean, very fucking outgoing. You see, he's a porn star.
So, he's literally a porn star.
So, and, you know, thinking about Lingus, too, she's quieter. She's more introverted.
Yeah, she is kind of introverted.
So there is a bit of a switch, but there is something to say about, like,
Jazz from Lukoff is not sunshine.
No, but she's extroverted.
Yeah.
I mean, more than.
But you know what, though? Like, good for her. All of Mariana Zapata's heroines are strong women.
I think that should be it. They're strong. They don't have to be, like, sunshine and happiness, but they're at least extroverted. They're more these. You know, they kind of stand up for themselves. And I don't know, maybe that is an MO. I don't know.
But you know what? If, like, an MO is writing strong heroines, okay, be angry about that if you want to be. I'm not.
Right. But I know I completely agree with your assessment of the
I just really loved, like, there are many, many passages where he is being, like, quiet and she just smiles at him.
Or she just talks.
And she is. That's another thing I wrote down. Like, he is quiet and grumpy, and she is talkative and full of sunshine. Like, she, at one point, let me find it. He says,
buddy.
Yes. We're not going to talk about why he calls her buddy.
No, I will not do that.
Because it's so cute.
We're not going to ruin anything.
It's so cute. We're really trying hard to not spoil anything. Because this book is so fucking good. Okay, so there is, hang on, let me get to it. Page 188. She brings up, she goes on a hike. She's going alone. And Rhodes and Amos find out that she's going alone. And so they go with her. And this is still, like, pretty early on. Like, this is post appendicitis, but like, they're not friends. Like, she and Rhodes are not on, like, regular speaking terms. So they go on this hike together. She's just super grateful, and she's had like a great time on this hike. She thinks Rhodes is bored as hell, but like, whatever. He went, and she thinks that that's great. So she gives Amos a hug because she's just so excited that he came. And then she says, just as quickly as I hugged him, I let him go, and I turned around to go straight for my next victim. He was big and walking forward. His face was serious, like always. But in the blink of an eye, that rabies raccoon expression was back. I got shy, and then I held up my hand for him in a high five instead of a hug. He looked at my hand, and then back at my face, and then back to my hand. And like I was ripping out his nails, instead of asking for a high five, he lifted his big hand and lightly tapped my palm with his.
There are so many instances where, like, as you're reading it, you're like, okay, well, obviously, I know he's being obstinate for a reason. Like, you and I texted you because I was like, this fucking scene is so fucking hot. So, not this scene. There's another scene. This is a different scene where she thinks he's being a jerk and just cutting her out of the conversation altogether, like just shutting her down. It's because he's got a fucking boner.
Yeah,
like I know he's like fucking turned on so hot. So she's done some really fucking stupid shit in this book that I can't even get over, but it's hysterical. And at one point she tries to put a bat.
Oh my god, the fucking bat house! I reread that part earlier.
Oh my god, it's so funny. She tries to hang a bat house by herself, which, good on her. Yeah. I mean, I would do the same thing.
Aurora is very open to trying new things and learning new things.
But she's also kind of dumb, and that's fine.
She's like a little...
She's ditzy.
She's a little ditzy.
She's ditzy.
Yeah.
She's a little ditzy, and that's fine. We love her still the same.
She's so good. I mean, she's a great person. Like, she's got a really good heart.
She's a great person. Like, I would have also researched, like, how to put the bat house up in the tree.
Right. Yes.
So she goes to put this bat house because she's got these bats that are like, at one point I'm like, is she not going to catch these bats? They've just been hanging out in her house. You can't just
catch bats, though.
You can with a net. You can.
I guess. Did she have a net? She was trying to not disturb Rhodes. That's the entire thing, is that like she's trying to not alert Rhodes to her presence. And so she's like, I will handle this myself. Well, there's a fucking bat in her apartment. And so she flips the fuck out. And listen, I don't fucking blame her. We have bats like in our soffit. We've had them in our attic. We actually had a bat in our house at one point. Many years ago.
What are they called? What are they called?
They're called sky puppies. She calls them sky puppies. And I laughed my ass off.
I was on the elliptical laughing my ass off.
Yes.
When I texted you, I was like,
sky puppies. And I had already gotten to that part. And I was like, sky puppies.
Because I'm one of the, I'm sure you are too, is like, I find bats, the little faces are fucking cute as hell.
Yes, but like, also like if they also can't see you.
No.
So they will just literally fly right into you.
I mean, and they're scared as you are. So
they're not trying to hurt you, but if they are moving slowly, they're probably sick, which is not good because then they can get you sick. Yeah. It's like, so we had literally a bat in our house, and like that was problematic. I think we trapped it. The cat fucking found it.
Good for the cat.
I know. I think we trapped it in a blanket and like took it outside. That was actually kind of a really tense moment. Anyway.
You didn't put a bat house out.
We actually really want to put a bat house out, which is why I loved the scene so much, was because she was trying to fucking hang this bat house. It just, dear reader, you can just read it because it's so funny. I don't want to spoil it, but like, it doesn't go well for her.
No, she ends up looking pretty rough afterwards. Let's just say that. So they're listening to Amos play music because FYI he plays the guitar and he has like a whole
he has like a whole studio in the garage.
Yeah, in the garage under her apartment. So the first time he goes in there, once he's allowed to, because he's grounded for 6 months for renting out the apartment, he's allowed to go into the garage and play. And so she's like enraptured by it because this kid's got this voice. And so she like kind of
sneaks down.
sneaks down, and Rhodes sees her, and he like motions her over because he's listening on the porch on the deck in his like deck chair, and then as she's walking to him, he realizes her face is all fucked up because she's got bruises and she looks rough.
She looks like someone hit her.
And yes, and so he just motherfucker.
Did you lose it?
I just lost the. I did because for some strange reason, this damn thing here, I had it set. My Kindle reader. Okay, here it is. Come on. All right, so how the hell could I forget when I'd spent the entire day having customers fawn over my bruised face with the customers who I'd met a few times, blah, blah, blah. Excuse me. I just about cried when I'd given him a hug. Nothing happened, I started to tell him before he cut me off. His back couldn't have been any straighter, and I was pretty sure his expression couldn't have been any grimmer. Who did that to you? Yes, in a slow, slow voice. No one. Someone jump you? Mr. Rhodes. And she calls him Mr. Rhodes.
She calls him Mr. Rhodes for a while.
Rhodes for a long time. Drawing out each word. No, I dropped. My landlord got to his feet. At the same time, one of those big, rough hands went to my shoulder and curled around it. You can tell me. I'll help you. I closed my mouth and blinked up at him, fighting the urge to smile. So that happens. Okay, and they talk about what happens. And then okay, I'm going back. I'm trying to find the part where she talks about the goosebumps.
They're listening to Amos sing in the garage, but they don't want Amos to know. So they're like out of his eyesight because he'll stop singing. He's very shy about it.
Okay, I'm trying to find that. Okay. Oh, okay. So he doesn't know what okay, so she's like trying to tell him he's got a beautiful voice. She says he's got a beautiful voice, and that's when he smiled, proud and wide, like he knew just how beautiful a voice his child had, and it filled him with joy, and I couldn't blame him. Blah, 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 blah. He doesn't know it either. This is Rhodes. He thinks I'm lying when I tell him, my landlord admitted. I shook my head. You're not. He gave me goosebumps, see? I lifted my arm so he could see the little pebbles that had shot up under my skin. My shirt gave him a clear view of my entire arm. I'd forgotten I was wearing a spaghetti strap tank that showed off a whole lot of cleavage, all of it. Okay, it was all of it. I hadn't planned on seeing anyone the rest of the day, but Amos's voice had been the Pied Piper to get me out of the garage. Mr. Rhodes glanced at my arm about a split second before looking away just as quickly. He crouched down and took a seat onto the top step, stretching his long legs out and planting his feet on the stair below. Done with our conversation, I guess. Okay. You know what he was fucking doing?
Hiding that boner.
He was adjusting his fucking pants because he was like looking up her shirt.
Because she's beautiful.
She's gorgeous.
And
right.
Her cleavage hanging out.
Yep.
I mean...
And she's talking about fucking goosebumps. Right.
She's like drawing attention to her skin.
Yeah. So that's the kind of, back and forth we have is we have this.
She's like an outgoing, sunny person, and he is not.
No, like he does so many things for her that you're like, oh girl, and she doesn't get it. Like she just, and it's sweet, doesn't get it. Like
yeah. God,
he must just be doing this because of, no girl, no, but it's fine because she's never had that. Right. She's had 14 years of this dickhead that she was, married, quote unquote, married to, who had to hide her.
Chose to hide her
because he's a mama's boy.
Yeah. I do want to read one part that I literally I highlighted it and then I left a note on it, and it says, the note that I left says, I am doing this. So she has a friend. We talked about Yuki. Yuki is her friend who is also Lady Yuki. She's a performer.
Lady Gaga.
Yeah, we imagine her as like an Asian Lady Gaga. So she says, when Yuki had broken up with her boyfriend about a month before Caden had kicked me to the curb, we sat around her living room while he had been on tour and yelled at her. Oh my God, I did the same thing too. I was like, we should do this. We should do this. Okay, so this is what she yells at her friend. Aggressively yells at her friend. You're beautiful. You treat people with respect. You haggled with your label for more money. You sold 100 million records because you worked hard. You have a great butt. You make the best macaroni and cheese I have ever had.
I love every fucking... I highlighted and I said, we should do this.
Yes. I literally, in all caps, I am doing this. Because I feel like that, but that's the kind of person she is. Like, she's very uplifting. At one point, she literally says to Amos, she compliments his voice. Like, the first time, right after that Goosebumps exchange, actually. She compliments his voice, and he's like, really? Like, he's skeptical about it. And she said, I don't like hurting people's feelings. If I didn't think it was good, I wouldn't say anything to you.
Right.
But she went out of her way to let him know that she liked his voice. And then she was like, I'm happy to help you if you okay it with your dad.
Right. I mean, I have to say, she's the most like everything was like, if it's okay with your dad.
Yeah.
Like everything.
She's very respectful.
She's very respectful. And she's such a good character. She really is. She's a great character.
So great. I've taken
I really enjoyed her.
Time. My top bun. What is your top bun?
My top bun is actually going to be the female relationships in this book, i.e. Clara and Yuki, because and I hope I didn't steal your bottom. No, I know what your bottom bun is. So because they're fantastic. Well, I should say Yuki, Clara, and Jackie.
Yeah,
Jackie. They're all great. I mean,
Jackie is Clara's niece.
So Clara and what I loved about every conversation that Aurora had with Clara was, I'm okay with the information that you've given me. I don't have all the information, and I'm fine with that. And we're still friends, and I still love you, and that's fine. We'll go because at the end, again, I'm not going to spoil, but even Clara says, I didn't know everything that was happening, but I was okay with that.
Yeah.
Like, she didn't know exactly that she was writing all of Caden's music. But she was okay with that. She just was like, I thought it was cool that you were dating this person.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I mean, I can't even talk. It's just, Yuki comes to her rescue at some point, and their relationship is fantastic.
God,
like,
so cute.
It's just what you want from your best friend.
Yeah.
And Clara becomes her second best friend, and like they had been friends when they were little, and like they talk about how like every day during the summer, like they would spend together, and then every weekend. So like either she was over at either Clara was at Aurora's or Aurora was at Clara's, and so and what I liked about Clara is that she was so, like there was a level of like at one point she talks about like her father needing some medical treatment, and she was like not hearing of Aurora paying for anything. Like she's like,
well, no, Aurora doesn't talk about the money she has, and you don't actually you don't actually find out how much money she has until way late in the book.
No, but it was like even the thought of like helping out at all, like no. I mean, and then Jackie's just, at first I actually texted Veronica, I said, please don't tell me Jackie's an asshole.
No.
Because like, I was like, because
it's questionable at one point. Like at first she seems like cagey.
Yeah, because the number of times Mariana has written like that Jackie looks at Aurora with a weird look. Like she works with Aurora, and she works at the outdoor store for Clara and works with Aurora, and she's also best friends with Amos. So that's how
Jackie works at the store. Yes.
Right. And so that's how, but like it talks about how like Jackie's pretty quiet, but she just watches. She watches Aurora a lot.
Yeah. And she catches her looking at her.
Yes. I mean, you kind of know from from Jump Street that like Jackie knows who.
Yeah, Aurora keeps her identity pretty secret.
Yeah, but Jackie knows because Jackie's like
is a fan of
like
Caden.
you could. Yeah, you could tell, like, I mean, I knew that, and I was like, oh, I hope she doesn't do something to, so, but the way they all interact, like, it was so genuine.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's a point where Clara and Jackie and Aurora go on a trip, and it was so stupid. It was down to, like, fucking Jackie farts in the car.
Yes.
And it's so awful that they all start dying, and they're like trying to roll the windows out, and it's like one of those, like, you could see
just like
your
a really
doing
authentic
something.
like ladies hanging out kind of. Yeah.
So that's my pro, is like the very supportive, because like Yuki shows up in the book at the times you need her to show up.
God, Yuki is
she
great.
Physically shows up at the time you absolutely need her to show up, to like connect. She's like the connective tissue at some point between where you need either the story to move forward, or you need her as a rescue blanket. Like, you need her as some sort of like to help Aurora move to the next stage.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I totally agree with that.
I'm trying to
also when Yuki meets Jackie, it's like
a
great moment.
Jackie
literally passes out when she meets Yuki.
Oh my god. I don't think I have any Yuki or Clara quotes. I have to say,
I don't think I do either. Because mind you, like, Aurora has been trying to keep her identity a secret, which is really not that difficult because her name isn't on anything.
Right.
But, and I won't spoil like why that's a thing, but Jackie just knows, and then Jackie is also just a fan of Yuki's.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it just kind of happens. Oh God, I mean, Yuki is just so sweet.
She is, and she helps. So she ends up helping both Jackie and Amos, and actually, like, she does. Aurora mentions later that, like, Yuki just she happens to video conference Yuki at different times, and ends up like in the same room with Amos, and look, I can help Amos with his this and that, and just
it's actually Yuki is who she calls when she's afraid that Amos has appendicitis.
Yes, that's right. And Yuki sends him a crystal.
Oh, that's right. Yuki says, like, you should put this crystal on your left side, I think it is. Like, the opposite side of where your appendix is.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Oh, God, Yuki really is great.
I mean, it's super sweet. Yeah. So that's my pro.
Okay. I love it. I love that. Oh, my God.
All right. So let's get to the sad part we hate to do.
We don't actually like these parts, right? So I had a hard time finding a con. Like, I really had to think about it.
Yeah.
And honest to God, the only thing I could come up with was that I felt like you do come to a resolution with the mom issue. The fact that her mom disappeared when she was a kid. We're not going to tell you what it is, but you come to a resolution of it. And after that point, I felt like it sort of, the book lagged. Like, the pacing got slower after that. Now, to be fair, because, again, Mariana fucking Zapata, grief is not... grief comes in many forms, and grief comes on its own.
We grieve this. We all grieve differently.
We all grieve differently. And that's not even really giving away, like, what happens with her mom, because, like, you can grieve living people too. You can grieve dead people. Like, you can grieve the end of relationships. Like, it's just all
I was just gonna say, I've grieved relationships before.
Of course. So, like, once the resolution happens with her mom, and, like, she has to figure out how she's going to move on with her life, this is the first time you have seen her not like sunshine.
Yeah.
And, like, so you're seeing her, even in these moments, you've seen her go through really difficult moments, but this is the first time that you see her, like, broken. And so you're kind of like, it lags, but then I also want to, grief lags. right? Like, it's just...
You're feeling every moment as
God,
she
you
feels
do.
it.
I actually had to put... When I paused my reading was when the resolution happened. Because I was like, I know I'm just going to fucking cry. I just know I am. And I was like, I'm going to pause on this until we get closer to the recording date. And then I'll finish it. And I did. I absolutely picked it back up and immediately started fucking crying.
Yeah, I mean, and I have to say, like, and as a con, this is gonna become a pro. Is that's Mariana Zapata's writing. I mean, every time there is because even with like the last book I wrote with Ben Lukoff, there is a huge thing that happens where you're like, and even then you feel every single moment of that.
You really do.
And it's not like you're feeling it with the character, but at the same time, like you understand every single moment. Like, it's not like you're still angry that the character does certain things that they do, but you get it. You get it, and you're working through it like them because her writing's so good.
It is so good. And there's one I did want to read, like, in that lagging part, even still good. Like, it's just, I felt like it slowed down. And again, it's a writing tool in a way, you know?
Oh, I'm gonna back you up and say the epilogue was way too long.
The epilogue was long.
Yeah, I mean, again, it was fine. I liked it. It was way too long. I didn't need it to be like 20.
I don't know how long it was, but it was longer
long.
than like a typical epilogue. But then I get annoyed when they're too short too. So who the fuck knows? I mean,
but this is like,
it's a little long.
What was included? It was like we didn't need half of it. It's fine.
So at one point, during this like really difficult stage for her, she's talking to Rhodes, and he says, maybe that's the thing about being a parent. You can just hope what you've done is enough. If you care, you hope that the love you gave them, if you really tried, will stay with your child when they're older, that they can look back on what you did and be content. You hope that they know happiness, but there's no way of knowing, is there? And I just I fucking sobbed like through the conversation that they had. It's a really, I think that's the first time she's ever made me cry.
Well, and I think that's what made me so angry at the people who had the bad reviews about it. Because like, oh, it's the same MO. I'm like,
is it though? Is it?
I mean, did you read it? Like, I am not a mom, but I still felt it. Like,
God, it hurt. I mean, it made my chest hurt. It really did.
Yeah. On that same note, I had a really hard time with this one. I had a really hard time. And the one I was going to go for, I'm going to not go for it, like you and I talked about, because I'm going to go for a different one, which is because I'm not ruining anything. I don't think I'm spoiling anything when I say this. It's like she waits a very long time before she tells Rhodes and Amos who her ex-husband is. Right. And I'm not going to lie, she should have told him earlier.
Yeah, she should have, especially Amos, really.
Both. I mean, but definitely Amos, but Rhodes was more pissed off. I don't know. They were both pretty
pissed.
I mean, she should have, and I get where she's coming from, but at the same time, like, I don't think her excuse was good enough.
Yeah. Which she admits. I mean, she's like, this was a huge mistake.
I fucked up.
This was the biggest mistake of my life.
Yeah. And, but at the same time, like, so that was my con. And I guess, like I've asked our guests before, is this really a con? Because are you upset about it? But it is a con because if we're talking about pacing, that could have been cut out completely if she had just cut the middleman a little bit on that one.
On the other hand, it creates drama. I mean, I don't know.
But we have enough fucking drama in this book.
There is enough drama in the book.
Yeah.
I did keep wondering, like, when are you going to fucking tell these people?
Yeah.
And the way that it comes out is like a happenstance
rough.
kind of issue. It's rough.
Yeah.
It's really rough.
And honestly, that could have happened with the mom.
Yes.
It should have happened with
I was actually surprised it didn't happen with the mom.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's my con is that should have happened earlier.
It really took a long time, which made it worse when it came out.
Mad.
Yeah, I was also mad.
I got mad.
Yeah.
I was really mad because I was like,
I was irritated
yes,
with
bitch.
Yeah,
yes.
I was irritated. They call her Aura. That's one of her nicknames, Aura, O-R-A.
Kaden calls her Roro.
Which just sent me into a fucking blind rage. Stop it. But that I was angry with Aura at that time. I mean, I was like, you've had so many opportunities.
Yeah, because you can think about like what we again as a reader, what you see, but you're thinking, because we go weeks between things. Like at one point, when we find like there's one big thing that happens, and then there's like 2 weeks later, it's like in that time you didn't say, right. FYI, my ex is a huge fucking country music star. Right. You might have heard him.
At one point,
he sings for the fucking football.
Right. At one point, they are in, like, they go, I forget how it goes, but like, Amos wants to go snowboarding.
Yes.
And she goes with him.
Yes.
And Rhodes meets them there.
Yep.
And she gets like a look on her face when the music changes. And he comments on it. He's like, do you not like this artist or something? Or do you not like this song? And it's a fucking song. It's a song she wrote.
Right. I mean,
and she says,
perfect time to say.
She says, like, I like the song. I don't like the person singing it. It's a perfect time to be like, so, you know my ex-husband? Sort of him.
Yeah. Perfect time.
And I sort of wrote this song. And most of his good music.
And that's what the excuse that she gives is kind of bullshit. I don't buy it 100%.
Which lends credence to why they're so angry. And Amos especially feels angry. Because
and I don't blame him.
I don't blame him at all. Because he feels like betrayed by it. He feels like she's been just being, like she's been giving him handouts by helping him learn how to write better songs.
Which it's disheartening because you've given me this character that I'm rooting for and I'm so happy about and I love. And then it was, I have to say, I'm not going to lie, it was tough coming back from that because I was like,
it was a struggle.
Sucks.
It really did suck.
It sucks because like I didn't love her as much at the end as I did beforehand. Yeah. Not going to lie. So that's my con.
That's fair. That being said, we both still love this book.
Oh my fucking God,
still,
yes.
Seriously.
Yes.
So my bottom bun, some context to the reader or to the listeners. I come from divorced parents who have been remarried. I've done the step family thing. I've had a couple step families. 3 actually, I think.
Which we have talked about.
Yeah, we've talked about my I don't know,
our different
upbringings. Yes, that's a nice way of putting it. But the step family situation is like so fucking hard. It is so fucking complicated and difficult. And the family dynamic here is very unique. Very unique. Mm-hmm. Yep. Whatever you think it is.
It's a good way to play it. Yep.
Whatever you think it is, that's not what it is.
It ain't.
So,
it ain't.
Just trust me when I say you're not going to guess it.
Just a little like hashtag maybe too complicated.
It's complicated. Okay. Also, though, very sweet. Very sweet.
It is.
So, Amos lives with Rhodes. There's no, there's like an uncle nearby, but that's basically it. In terms of like physical proximity of family. Rhodes' dad is around, but fuck his dad. So, Amos loves music, as you find out. You also find out that he is writing his own music, which, holy shit, now you have a songwriter living above you. Like, and again, he doesn't know any of this, but she's like, she does say to him, I used to write songs. And she admits, some of my songs have done really well. Some of my songs have been on albums. She doesn't say, like, some of my songs are award winning, but like,
right. Because she's never won a Grammy. Because she's never herself won a Grammy. Right. Because she wasn't allowed to put her name on.
Right. So she offers to help him, and she encourages him. And then when Yuki comes, also encourages him, and he's too shy to play his own stuff in front of Yuki. And so she plays it. She's like, okay, well, can I borrow your guitar? And so she just fucking plays his song in front of Yuki. And he's like blown away. And Yuki's blown away. She's like, that one line is like brilliant. Like, that's amazing. Yep. And so she plays it again. And it's just this like really beautiful. I mean, she even tells Rhodes at one point, like, I love that kid. Like, way before she and Rhodes really like talk about their own feelings about each other. She tells Rhodes, like, I love that kid. He's great.
She refers to him so many times as my favorite teenager.
Yes, she says my favorite teenager so many times. He's a great kid. He's such a sweet, like, a really sweet kid.
I was rooting for him and Jackie. So
I know,
hard.
I was too. Like, I wonder if we'll get, like, if that'll be a flash forward 5 or however many years if they, like, come back together. But I really loved that. I love the relationship that she developed with Amos, like, independent of whether or not she and Rhodes were to ever get together. It's a romance novel, so I think we know where we're headed here. But the relationship that she develops with Amos, to me, is so fucking important, because then when things progress with her and Rhodes, she's already laid a foundation with the child. And
she's worried
go ahead.
Oh, she's worried at one point that she thinks that Amos has a crush on her, because when she first kind of like says, is it okay that he likes me? Like, because she's not afraid, but she's like, she's not afraid, but she's kind of like, I like your dad, whether you like it or not. But she's like worried about his feelings, because she's like, does he like me like that? Like, does he have a crush on me? Which I think he does a little bit.
There is a moment where Jackie says the second thing that he ever said about you was that you're beautiful.
He was such a good boy.
He's such a good kid. He's really great. And
I'm sorry to interrupt.
No, but like going into that kind of, I have had step parents. I've had multiple step parents. And the most recent of which, I was already an adult.
Yeah.
And even if I would have been a teenager at the time, like it's just different dynamic when you get to that point. Like at no point is she trying to parent him.
No,
she's just like his friend.
Yes.
And it's so, and I would not, I mean, he's 15 when they meet and turns 16. You know, so like it would have been really inappropriate for her to like attempt anything in that vein. She was just like approaching this as Amos is my friend and he's a good kid, and I have some experience that might help him, and I would like to do that for him because he's very talented. And that like beautiful relationship just sort of blossoms.
Well, you find out later that like her degree was going to be an education, and it makes complete
it makes a lot of sense.
You're like, yep, makes sense, because like that's what she is good at. Like, part of me kind of hoped and wished that she was like going to say, oh yeah, but then I decided to become a teacher.
Yeah.
But she doesn't, but it's fine. But part of me wanted her to be a little bit, because it made sense.
Yeah. It made sense of why she was so good with him.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. because we need more teachers like her.
We do. We absolutely need like caring, loving teachers. Not that they don't already exist. Of course they do.
No.
But
there's enough asshole teachers that we need some good teachers.
I think we all have had the asshole teachers, but we've all had the great teachers too, you know? And
we all agreed. It's
just, it's a really, God, I'm not fucking cut out for that shit. Like, I'm not going to do
I was music education, bitch. I was like,
so hard.
No, I walked into a classroom and said, fuck this. And I walked out and I'm like, nope, I'm going to go sing.
Nope. I'm going to go practice.
Fuck this shit.
Shit. You and I have both worked.
Wait, hold on. Practice? What up?
You know, practice.
It's called me listen to the album
a
couple times before I go perform.
That's fine. At least you know it.
Yeah, it's fine.
I actually learned better by listening to it.
Yes.
Anyway,
I was called, Ray's going to learn it on stage. It's fine. She'll know a day of.
Fine.
Day of Ray. It's
the day of Ray. Anyway, that's my bottom bun is her relationship with Amos. It's so cute. It's just like, it's everything honestly, it's like everything that I would have hoped for in a step-parent relationship at that stage in life. You know, like, you just kind of want a friend at that point. You don't want someone who, when you're like turning 16 years old, to have like this other person coming in trying to parent you. Yeah. You know, like, come on.
Yeah.
I don't need this shit in my life. But like, she just comes in, she's like, I really like to help you with this.
Well, you also remember he had her like driver's license picture. He was looking her up on Instagram and stuff like that. Oh, whatever they call it.
She calls it pictogram.
Pictogram. Well, that's what I think. That's what from remembering Lukov. That's they call it
pictogram.
Pictogram. Yeah.
What's your bottom bun?
Oh goodness. I'm just gonna. You know what?
This is a melt sandwich. But like a kindergartner, you know, where like there's not that much in the middle, but like large bread.
Since this might be one of the only Mariana Zapatas we right now that we review, I might bring them up again later. I'm going to talk about Aurora.
I love that name.
She's that, and in her how she fits in with the other of the ones we've read. You have to talk to me about Hands Down, because I don't know if it fits into the where I'm going with this. But I'm talking about the heroines of Mariana Zapata that I've read. And they all seem to be so I'm going to read a quick quote that I highlighted. You and I talked about it. So both toes went up. I took him another second to finally get out. I had a voice teacher a long time ago. I tried not to smile at what he might have considered to be a long time ago. But that was the last time I had lessons. I'm in choir at school. I can tell. He slid me a look of total bullshit. I'm not that good. I think you are, but I'm sure Rainier Colty used to think he had room to improve. Who's that? It was my turn to slide him a look. A famous soccer player? My point is, I think you're talented, but someone once told my friend that they were national athletes needed coaching and training. So that to me was a definite note to the reader that all of these female heroines connect.
Yeah.
And there's a reason why they connect. Like we've touched on it a little bit, but I'm going to go into it a little bit more, is that they are all they're memorable for their own reasons, whether it be they're badass chicks or they're sunshine, they fart sunshine, or that they are just sympathetic, just listen, you know,
caring individuals.
Caring individuals like Lingus, because I can't think of her name right now.
That's a good question. I'll look it up.
They all have this relatability.
His name is Tristan.
It is. That, what do I want to say? It's Katie.
I'll look it up.
It's not Katie. I think it's Katie, but anyhow.
I'll look it up.
That we all want to have, you need to have as a reader, is that you need that relatability. So whether it's not like, okay, so it's maybe not Jazz who is the figure skater, or what's Colty's? It's not Sam.
No, Sal.
Sal, I was close. Sal, who's a soccer player. Maybe you don't connect with them, but
It's
you will
Cat.
on some.
Cat is the in Lingus.
Oh, is it Catherine? But he calls her Cat.
Yeah. They all call her Cat. It's Catherine, yes, but they all call her Cat.
Yeah. So you will relate to them some way, and I think that's my other pro, is that Mariana Zapata can write, and I think that part of it also is that she, and maybe that's also with Lingus too, is because I'm not trying to, okay, both are white, are they not?
The heroes, you mean?
Yeah. In Lingus.
Yes, I think so. Yeah. Because
that's
Tristan has like
departure
auburn hair.
Yeah, I mean, that's a departure from her other novels too, is because for the most part, all of the heroines are usually
like
of Latin descent.
Yeah.
Which I love, because I think Mariana Zapata, especially having that name, I don't know if it's her pen name, and looking at her picture, I'm assuming is of Latin descent.
Yeah, most of her, that's correct. Yeah, most of her heroines that I've read, at least, are of some sort of Latin descent.
Which I fucking love.
I think it's great.
Think it's so fantastic. It's so great. Although, now I think about it, Wall of Winnipeg, is she Latin?
So she is, I forget Vanessa's last name. Oh, that's driving me crazy. Because her family is such like a messed up situation.
Well, we can say, even if she's not, like, they're all accessible.
Yeah,
I think
they're all very, like, relatable.
Exactly. You will feel connection to some of them at some one of them at some point. I'm blown away. Yeah. I'm always blown away by her writing and for being so young. She's younger than me, and it blows my mind. It blows my mind that she has not been writing that long, and she is a fantastic writer.
She's such a good writer. She really is.
She's late 20s.
I don't know, early 30s. I mean, she's not like, she's probably younger than old. Me even.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's my bottom bun.
Yeah, God, she's so amazing. Like, I truly will read anything that she writes. Anything.
Yep.
I do want to go and just read through her back catalog at this point. Which I can't do because of the schedule that we have coming up.
Oh my God,
Before we started recording, we were discussing the upcoming schedule, because we signed up for some ARCs and we got them all. So there's a thing, which is fine. It was just
it's great.
It was unexpected that we would be approved for all of these ARCs. So anyway, we have a lot coming up, but then I would love to just dive into some backlog of Mariana Zapata. Like, I haven't read Dear Erin, which is the heroine is the sister of Jazz in Lukov. I haven't read Luna and the Lie or Under Lock or the best thing.
We should read Luna and the Lie. I mean, because Luna.
People complain about Luna, like the character, and I'm like, I don't know, whatever. Like, people complain about things.
People complain about everything.
Yeah. That's the thing about reviews, is that we don't. I don't know. That's all. I've heard a lot of authors say reviews are for the readers, not the authors.
I mean, I will, because anymore, like, I have to say, like, looking at, especially, we're going back to good reviews, or good
reads.
Good reads. That's good books. That's it.
Books.
Good reads. Good books. Church. And
the good word.
It's like, the good word. What's the good word, Rhodes? Is that, like, Yeah, a lot of times I will pull up the 1 stars, because I mean, the 1 stars are the ones that are going to tell you a lot.
Yeah.
The 3 stars are the ones who are usually like, I have these many. The 1 stars is like, you have to really fucking hate this book, and that will tell you a lot. Like, if somebody's really hating on it for a reason,
yeah,
maybe I'll listen to you.
Right. There's there's fair points in that. Like,
yeah,
I usually will read like the 5 stars and the 1 stars. Like, I don't usually read the middle of the road ones.
No, because no.
Because sometimes the 1 stars will like give me a clue as to something that might not be
right.
Yeah.
Because 3 or 4s are usually, well, although I have to say, like, usually 3 or 4s might be a little bit more honest, because they a lot of times are arcs, so it's tough.
Yeah.
If you guys want to read a 1 star, Rae wrote a 1 star. It's on our website. It's great. Anyhow,
you poor thing.
It's not one of Rae's faves. Rae's faves. Which I love.
There was one more quote I wanted to talk about. She says, hang on, let me just find it again. Because I wrote down the page number, but I don't remember the context, so hang on.
Oh, you know, while you're doing that, keep looking.
I think it's...
I do want to...
Go ahead.
No, I was going to say, I would just want to read the one line where, again, I'm not ruining anything, because we all know they get together. Right, it's a fucking romance novel. We love you. I love you because you're mine. Because being around you is like being around the sun. And seeing you happy makes me happy. And seeing you sad makes me want to do anything I have to take that look off your face. I mean, it's Rhodes and Amos come to get her.
Yeah, they do.
And that's where he's like, we love you. I love you. Yeah.
God,
did you find
Rhodes?
Your quote?
Yes, I did. So at any rate, she's this is during the Bat Saga, and she's very cognizant of the fact that she is the adult and Amos is the child. But yeah. Amos is like asking her how she's doing. He's like, "Are you sure you're all right?" Because she's been fucking sleeping in her car because there was a bat in her apartment, but she doesn't want to tell anybody about it. So she says, "I need to get dressed for work, but have a good day today." I croaked. I wasn't feeling any. Oh, because Amos catches her like getting out of her car in the morning. Right?
He knows she's been sleeping in.
Yes, and at one point, Rhodes says to her, Amos said you have been sleeping in your car, but I thought that he was either exaggerating or that you were just drunk."
Yeah, which I was like, "Oh, that's super sad."
Yeah, and she goes, "I told you I'm not a big drinker." Like, it just... So anyway, she's leaving from her car to go up to her apartment to get dressed for work, and she goes, "Bye."
I actually had that highlighted too. I was like, huh. I don't know anybody who does that.
I immediately highlighted. I laughed so hard, but you were behind me in the story, and so I couldn't say anything about it.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh, guys.
All right.
Guys. You guys know I stole that from other podcasts,
of course.
right?
Like, I mean, I don't think that, like, can you really say who... Did anyone it's who stole it from who?
No.
At this point.
And also, I knew somebody in marketing that told me once, if you like it and it works, steal it. I'm like, okay.
Well, there you go. I mean, whatever.
Yeah, we work together.
We do.
It's fine. We did at one point with this person.
Oh.
No, I mean, she wasn't a good person.
Oh. Moving on.
Yeah.
.org.
Moving on. Nice.
I stole that from you, actually.
It's fine.
That was in one of your the book reviews of like the bad books. Your old book review website where you used to review like really terrible books. God, I'll read The Dredge so you don't have to.
mermaid cloaca.
Yeah, the mermaid book was like particularly intense. The first one you did was 50 Shades, I think, right?
It was. And how I wanted to fucking throat punch Christian Grey.
God.
Still want to. Still fucking.
I did hear that Sebastian Stan, our fave.
Oh shit! Keep going, because we need to do our thing.
Oh yeah, we do. He auditioned for Christian Grey.
Oh, that's right. Oh,
and thank God he didn't get it.
Do you know what time we need to do? It's time.
It's time. Real quick.
We need to do our obligatory America's Ass segment. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So we need to talk about Chris Evans' ass.
God, he's so hot.
So has his ass done anything this week that's been exciting?
He's been all over fucking TikTok. And
I mean,
my husband and I watched the episodes 2 and 3 of. No, hang on, listener, you missed that, but I don't know how to put up the correct amount of numbers.
It's fine.
My fingers 2 and 3 of Falcon and the Winter Soldier. So Captain America has been on my mind.
Because he's in definitely not in. His visage is used in one.
Correct.
And have you got to Hey Sarah, where?
Sorry,
hold
Luna
up.
And Sherman.
There's a fight happening behind me. I gave Luna a teeth brushing treat, and she's not happy about sharing. There's no sharing. She's angry. It's fine. Just ignore. So we might need to pause.
She's so pissed.
She's pissed. Okay, so Sebastian Stan goes to help Anthony Mackie. Oh God, what the hell's his name? What the hell's his name?
Anthony Mackie?
Anthony Mackie's character's name. Sam Winston.
I don't remember. Sam. That's all I know.
Sam's. They have the boat fishing thing. Yeah, and there's so much online now about how Bucky Barnes wants to get in Sarah Winston's pants, and I was like, I'm here for it, because hey Sarah.
Yeah, so we have not gotten to that part yet. However,
sexiest shit.
God, Sebastian Stan. At one point we were watching it, and my husband goes, so Sebastian Stan, huh? And I was like, yes, duh. I was like, honestly, what? Tell me you wouldn't also.
Have you gotten to Zemo yet?
Yes.
Have you seen Zemo dancing?
Mm-hmm. That was in episode 3. Oh,
love.
And we got to fucking hell, what's her name? Peggy's niece.
Oh. So I think this whole thing's weird. I mean, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that.
You know how I feel about it? She's a woman with an actual backstory who is not just cleavage and heels.
Well, there's that girl, the British girl with the red hair.
Yes, but a woman directed this, and that's why.
Oh, well, yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, at some point I will expound upon my issues with Black Widow, but it's fine. God. So, okay, America's ass, though. We need to talk about Captain America.
His ass is Chris Evans. Perfect.
I mean, yeah, that's true. I mean, I sent you a GIF of Chris Evans saying, "Can sex?" What was it?
Oh, can sex fix? What did you say to me? It was something about fuck. Hang on. Oh my God! Did you hear that?
Yes. Keep talking.
Holy shit!
Give me fights.
I forget what you said to me, because of course then we talked about Rhodes for
everything.
A billion text messages after that. And then I talked about crying a little bit.
My cat and my dog love each other. They just, when it comes to cleaning treats, one doesn't like the other one.
It's a gif of Chris being like, he says, maybe sex will cure it.
And so we said COVID, cancer, AIDS,
world peace,
hives,
depression, self-esteem issues, anxiety.
Yep. Sex with Chris Evans would do all those
Probably
things. Yep. So that's our obligatory America's Ass segment.
You're welcome.
And John Walker still sucks.
Yeah, I don't like him. I guess I'm not supposed to like him.
You're not. It is Kurt Russell's and Goldie Hawn's kid.
That makes sense. I was like, God, why does he look familiar?
He's not. I mean, when he has the mask on, he does not look attractive. But without it, he looks attractive.
He looks just like Kurt Russell.
Yes.
That's why he looks so familiar. So wait, is he Kate Hudson's brother? Or a half-brother?
Half-brother.
Fascinating.
Yeah, because it is legit, the two of them.
Yeah. Who is Kate Hudson's dad? None of this is applicable to this podcast.
No, I don't remember.
It doesn't matter. Who cares? She knows who it is. Or she doesn't. Who gives a shit?
She does. Somebody does. Somebody out there listening knows.
Probably.
Okay, so...
Should we talk about stunt casting?
Do you want to take a break?
We probably should.
We'll do all of it.
And then we'll do stunt casting and ratings and then upcoming things.
And I'll wrangle my cats.
There you go.
And dog. Yeah.
Mwah.
And we're back. So what's next on the list, man?
Stunt casting.
What? All right.
How many people did you do? I did 4.
I did 3.
Okay.
Do
you want to do character by character?
Let's do character by character.
I like that. Okay.
All right. Who wants to start? Do you want to start?
You start.
Okay.
You start.
So I'm going to start with Aurora.
Okay.
Let me go into mine because I don't remember who it was because I can't remember her name off of my top of my head. It is Lamari Nadal.
Who is that?
She's a beautiful person who is half. She's partially. So here's the other thing. Was that? So Aurora is half Puerto Rican, half Venezuelan.
Beautiful.
Isn't she gorgeous?
Oh my
god. She's gorgeous.
She is gorgeous. Holy shit.
Let me look and see what exactly she's been in. Oh, Jesus. God, she's gorgeous. Like, I would like to make out with her. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm questioning my sexuality right now.
Right? Exactly.
Is she on TikTok? That would just confirm everything.
So my Rhodes, I picked a little older because at this point he's a little older. So she's 43 now. And I think it's fine. Like, the pictures I've seen of her, she looks like she could possibly be 30, but she's 43.
What?
Yeah, right here. I'm going to send you the picture that I have right here.
Holy shit. Maybe my dermatologist is right and I need some Botox.
I mean, look at that picture and tell me that she's 43 years old.
She's not. That's a fucking lie.
Right?
God, she's beautiful.
Fucking gorgeous. So she
Not that 43-year-olds are not gorgeous. It's just that she is like...
No, I mean,
you just would not... If you looked at this woman, you would never believe she's in her 40s.
No. She has been
30s, maybe.
American Gangster is the biggest thing that she's been in. And I've never seen, so I don't know.
Yeah, I haven't seen that.
That's the biggest thing. America was in 2011. She was in Battlestar Galactica, but I don't know how big of a character she was. It doesn't look like she was in two episodes, so no.
Wow.
She hasn't done a lot, but she's fucking gorgeous.
She's beautiful.
Yeah. Thieves and Lies is the other big thing. Again, I don't know what that is. But this here, I'm going to send you the picture that it solidified it for me. I'm going to send it to you via the chat, and you're going to just,
oh my God.
I want to watch your face.
She's so pretty.
I know, right? Like, I want to make out with her.
She has like a sweater on, just like a patterned like knit sweater.
She's hanging out at her house.
She's hanging out at her house, like casual, with of course, it probably took like an actual team of humans to make it look like this. But like, then she has like this rolled up bandana or like folded bandana around her hair, which is in a ponytail. She's beautiful.
She's absolutely gorgeous. Like,
yeah,
I'm so turned on right now by her.
I mean, of course,
she's gorgeous.
She's fucking beautiful.
Yeah. So that's my Aurora.
I'm on board.
So tell me your Aurora, baby.
My Aurora, and who I pictured, like, I pretty early on when I learned about her ethnic heritage, I pictured Gina Rodriguez, who is from Someone Great and Jane the Virgin.
Oh, she's adorable.
Isn't she?
She's so fucking cute.
Yes. Like, and her parents, she was born in Chicago, I think it was. But her parents are from Puerto Rico. So, it like, I mean, I don't know if you can really find like a half Venezuelan, half Puerto Rican actress.
Yeah,
you know
right?
what I mean? Like, it's
right?
pretty specific. So if you're going to go with someone like that kind of...
She also looks super nice. Like, she looks nice.
She does. She looks like a kind human being.
She's the sister, right, on Jane the Virgin?
I think she's Jane.
Is she?
I think she is.
Like,
I've admittedly never seen the show, but I did watch Someone Great. Someone Great is an amazing movie. It's a Netflix movie. Fun fact, the woman who wrote Someone Great, it's like loosely based.
You're right. You're totally
It's
right.
like loosely based on her own breakup story with her boyfriend. She was listening to Taylor Swift's Clean on 1989 while she was driving across the country to take this job, which is technically in the movie. So she was inspired by Taylor Swift to write this movie.
Oh, nice.
And because meta, Taylor Swift watched Someone Great and wrote Death by a Thousand Cuts.
Oh,
and neither of them knew that. Like, they didn't know
and they're
that
friends
they were.
now. And
I assume so. I mean, you know, of course, COVID though. So who knows? Anyway, I do recommend Someone Great on Netflix. It's a wonderful movie. Heartbreaking, but also really good.
She's pretty. She's super pretty. I can totally
she's
see
adorable. She's just gorgeous and cute and like, I think she's great. She's someone great.
She's someone great.
Anyway, that is my Aurora. Tell me, who is your Rhodes?
So the picture I picked sucks. And I'm going to send you the picture I found that is fantastic because... Okay, hold on. Oh, God. Damn you, mother puss bucket. All right, I'm going to... Oh, God, that's right. I can't send. Will that work? Does that work? Yes,
I got a link.
Yeah. Click it.
Oh, my God. Yeah, okay.
It's Jeremy Sisto.
From Law and Order.
That is the one from FBI.
Well, right, but like I know him from Law and Order.
No, right. And
oh my God, that is him in Clueless.
Yes. I couldn't find a good picture and I was like, fuck it, there. It's done.
Oh my God, I like did not put that together.
Yeah, right? He's the one who oh God, he's
the douchebag boyfriend.
Elton. He's Elton.
Yeah, Elton.
Yeah.
Oh, you're right. I see it. He's real cute.
I mean, for right now, like that picture, okay. I mean,
it's good.
It's good. It's good. Oh, here, hold on. Let me send you another one.
So, Rhodes is described as being like, he's tall. He's like 6'5", and also built and, gray eyes, like almost purple at times, and, prematurely graying hair. So he already has salt and pepper hair, even though he is like not even 40. Yeah. He is attractive.
I mean, and there's something about him like that is the gruffy, like the grumpy sort of, because remember that horrible show? It wasn't horrible. It was fine. With him and Jane Levy, like Suburgatory, I think it was called.
I don't think I saw
where
that.
he played her dad. It was Jane Levy, and he was a single dad on it, and it was just kind of like it fit. And even my mom was like, Jeremy Sisto's really fucking hot. I'm like, yes, I know. Like, my mom shouldn't be saying this, but yes, he is. He's super hot.
I'm going to be that mom.
Jeremy Sisto is very good looking.
He is very good looking.
Yeah.
I totally did not put together that was him on Clueless.
Yes. Well, he looks so young on there.
Well, he does. I mean, looks like a fetus there.
I mean, like... I mean, he is older than us, thank the Lord. But, yeah, so... so if I'm casting older in mine.
Sure, because, yeah. Fair.
Because, I mean, obviously my Aurora's 43 and Jeremy Sisto's probably about 50 about now, but that's
Aurora's 33.
Well, I mean, in the pictures of is the one I picked was she's 43, so.
Right, yeah.
Because she's older than me. So. Give me your
Rhodes,
Rhodes,
she's younger than me. My Rhodes maybe won't come as a surprise. My Rhodes is Eric Dane, who plays McSteamy, or played McSteamy on Grey's Anatomy.
I can see it.
Like, him as he ages. Now, he's in, like, I think he's, like, 50 or something. Like, he's pushing 50.
Is that exactly. Him?
Yes. He's got, like, the white hair, like, now that he's getting older, but he definitely had the salt and pepper thing going on for a while. And in his beard, you can still see the salt and pepper when he grows it.
Was there something funky, or was it him or the other guy from that show that was like had the like scandal?
Which scandal?
Like the cheating scandal.
Oh, that was Patrick Dempsey. That was McDreamy, that motherfucker.
In real life?
There was like rumors that he was cheating on his wife, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So
story for a different day. Yeah, he's beautiful. Like, I mean, his nickname on the show is McSteamy. Was McSteamy.
I mean, he sees my pants for reals.
Yeah. Yeah. He can still get it.
The last ship one that you have here, he's a lot older.
Yeah. I mean, that's a recent show.
I mean, I still want him to stick it in, for God's sakes.
Yeah, of course. Hello.
I mean,
The photo even of him, he's at like an award show in a suit, and that's a great photo too, like a demonstration of like his salt and pepper face. And then there's also one of him in Scrubs on Grey's Anatomy that is also very like him being all stoic and surly, you know.
And what's his character like on the show? I don't know. I don't
he's a man whore.
Okay, well, it makes sense.
But then he falls hopelessly in love with Lexi Gray. So, is
that the sister?
Yeah. Okay. Half sister.
Yeah.
That was fucking tragic as hell.
Are they not? They never end up together, or because it's still going, right? So,
the show is still on.
No, you can't have a treat. No more. Sorry.
The show is still on. Him and Lexi are dead. So, spoiler alert. They died a long time ago, you guys. I can't.
Together?
Sorta.
Okay.
It's complicated.
Cool.
That fucking broke me. That's actually when my husband... There was a rule that my husband, before we got married, I was like, you have to watch Grey's Anatomy. You have to watch all of it.
He said, okay.
He did say okay. We didn't make it. There was just so many seasons. But to be fair, I also watched some shit he wanted me to watch.
What was it?
What the fuck was the name of that movie? No, there was some movie that he wanted me to watch. I did, and there was a couple
obviously know that Empire Strikes Back, so that's fine.
No, it was not. It was not. He would know. He'll tell you what the name of the movie is.
We reached May the 4th.
We did. I did a
I sent
ridiculous
our buddy
workout
Lee,
at CrossFit.
Yeah, I sent our buddy Lee some gifts, and we laughed. And we're like, we can't send this to Veronica. It's fine.
Very funny. Okay.
Because we love you. We wouldn't send it to you. We'd be like, fuck you both.
I was dying doing a workout called Luke Skywalker-ish. It was a lot of burpees, you guys.
Yeah,
There's a lot of burpees.
You know what? And I think Mark Hamill would be like, you can keep those burpees.
He's on TikTok. We follow him now.
I know. I love him. So, yep.
Did you cast Yuki?
No, I did not.
You did not. Who's the last person you cast?
Amos. So
okay,
why don't you do your Yuki? Why don't you do your Yuki?
I'll do my Yuki. I Googled like Japanese American actresses because Yuki is a Japanese name.
Right.
And her sister's name is Nori, which is also Japanese.
Yeah.
So I Googled Japanese American actresses and I chose, there were a lot that like, I mean, obviously all these women are beautiful, but then like what I was picturing in my head wasn't them. But then I found this woman named Karen Fukuhara.
She's adorable.
And I was like, that is Yuki for me.
Oh, she's in a lot of voice work.
Yeah.
She's Katana!
She was also in Suicide Squad.
I mean, that was a horrible movie, but I remember her in that.
But like,
I remember her in it.
Right. So, anyway, that's my Yuki. I think she's just awesome.
She's adorable.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
She reminds me of my friend. I have a friend who is half Japanese, half Japanese, half Korean, and partially Irish. And she reminds me a little bit of her.
Isn't she beautiful?
She's gorgeous.
Just put us all to shame.
I love that one picture you have of her on the bed.
Yeah, it's cute, right? She's like in this beautiful floral dress, just like hanging out.
She's beautiful.
This beautiful hair. She's got like a great smile.
She's a little beauty mark. Oh, I want to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she's beautiful. Mm-hmm. Who's your Amos?
So we were like, okay, so I need to find somebody for Amos, but we don't know any teens. I don't know.
Yeah, we don't know any teenagers anymore.
So I was thinking, like, what was the last thing I watched, or not even watched? So what was the last thing I saw that had teens on it? I'm like, well, Riverdale. I'm like, I don't know those kids, but it was Superman and Lois. So I found Alex Garfin, Garfin, and then I found this kid. I was like, Jesus Christ, I couldn't find a better kid that looked like Rhodes. Bright blue eyes, dark hair, looks like fucking Rhodes.
Yeah. He's cute. He's like a cute kid. Cute.
Yeah.
I don't mean that in a gross way. I just mean he's a cute kid.
No, he's a cute kid. He's gonna lose that baby fat, and because he's got little chubby cheeks because he's fucking like 15 years old. That's one thing I have to say about that show.
He was born in 2003.
Cool. I feel old.
Yep.
Is
he's like 18.
Both of the kids are like around that age. They're close. And I have to say, one other thing I'm going to say about like even Riverdale, like they and Teen Wolf and all those ones is they've been finding kids who are around those ages. It's not like Saved by the Bell where 30-year-olds playing like teenage kids. Like we joked earlier, like these kids are at least close to the same age.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah.
So who's your Amos?
So my Amos, I had the same problem you did where I was like, I don't know any fucking teenagers. I almost went with one actor who's like 18 or so, but who I ended up going with because I felt like that's just closer to what I was picturing in my head was I can't even call him a kid because I think he's like 25. His name is Dylan Minnette. And he's in 13 Reasons Why. Like, that's the most recent thing that he's been in. But he was also in Perks of Being a Wallflower. I think that was him anyway.
He's adorable.
Yeah. He looks much younger than he is. That's the thing. I mean, he still kind of looks like a teenager. He's playing a teenager on fucking TV right now. So, I don't know. I guess I felt like justified in him playing someone much little. Oh, I also forgot he was on Scandal. He played Fitz's son in Scandal.
Well, I can tell you, excuse me, being around and working with high school kids, it's tough because it's tough. It's just like age-wise when you're like trying to like cast things or you're trying to figure things out because I got kids who are like 5 foot tall, who are 18 years old, and you're like, hold up, what?
Yeah.
I mean, it's tough. and so they all look young. They all look young.
Yeah, and he's got like a baby face a little bit, you know?
He's cute. He's super cute. You said he's 25?
He was born in 1996, so yeah, he's 25.
Cool.
Yeah, I know, right? He was in Perks of Being a Wallflower, right? Wasn't he?
I think so. Yeah, he was like the lead. It was him. What's her face? Emma Watson, and then Evan Peters, maybe. No.
Isn't that who I put in boyfriend material?
Evan Peters?
The other kid.
Hold on, and you know what? It's not. It's not Evan Peters. It's
Wallflower.
You have Alex Pettifor or
I have the wrong kid.
Ezra Miller.
It wasn't Perks of Being a Wallflower. I'm sorry. He wasn't in that, but the kid that was in it sort of looks like him. His name is Logan Lerman. That's
yes. Logan Lerman was in.
He's older than.
Yeah, he is. Oh my God, he was in the the Amazon show with Robert De Niro where they played Jewish. They went after Nazi hunters. What the hell was it called?
I don't know, but that sounds kind of cool.
Oh, it's so good. And Logan Lerman is now
Hunters?
The Hunters, yes.
Okay, I'm seeing that on his IMDb.
Yes.
I kind of want to watch that.
It's so good. And also, he's 29 years old, so I could say that he's fucking attractive as fuck. Because otherwise,
I was like, God, look at all these children being sexualized on these lists. Like when I was looking up teenagers, I was like, these photos are questionable. Like if I were your mother, 29. I would be concerned about this.
Yeah. Look, Logan Lerman's almost 30. So
right,
it's
yeah.
fine.
He was born in 1992. So, which again, I swear to God, was only 10 years ago.
Yeah, I know. But he was in Hunter. He was in Perks, and he was also he was Percy Jackson in all those movies, which I've read all those books.
Right.
I like
yes.
them a lot.
Back when he was on Perks of Being a Wallflower, he actually looks a lot like the Dylan actor.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Anyway, so that's all I did. I didn't do anybody else.
Me either. So let's move on. We're moving on to.
Shall we do that? What's next?
Ratings.
Oh man. Okay. You go first.
Give me smack me in the face with some eggplant.
All right. So the thing is, the sex scene is like super hot.
But that's it.
That's it. It's just the one. So I just went with 3. Like it's kind of middle of the road in that like there's that one super hot scene, and it's funny, she talks about like perving on him, where like she stares at him.
We don't see him
because he's so hot. Yeah. At one point, I think she says, I think I highlighted it somewhere. But at one point she says like, I think it was when they went on that hike together.
She
says, not the snowshoeing, the first one where he and Amos go.
Oh yeah.
I think she says, I watched his butt in his thighs the whole time. I'm not proud of myself.
Yeah, I mean, I would too. It's fine.
Right. I mean, hello.
I've done it. I've fucking done it. It's fine.
It is what it is, man. So anyway, I kind of just went middle of the road. Like it's just the one scene, but it's very hot, and it's obvious that they are attracted to each other. Like she even talks about, I don't want to say what it is because like I melted into a puddle of goo when it happened, but like he does something really, really sweet for her before they talk about their feelings with each other.
Yeah.
And it like the way that Mariana Zapata chooses to discuss that, and like the way she describes it, and just the proximity of their bodies, and it's just like,
yeah,
it's kind of hot.
I mean,
it's teasing. It's teasing. It's anticipation.
There have been sexier sex scenes in Zapata books.
Sure, yeah.
I mean, I'm going to say, like, Lingus is hotter. Colty's hotter. However, the way she describes, there's one fucking, it's literally like a paragraph. And it was the hottest thing just because she talks about how Aurora's grinding and how he's reciprocating and how he's changing the angle where you're like, oh, he's trying to hit her G-spot. Like, it is so fucking hot. You're like, oh my God, yes.
Super hot. Super hot.
I think I talked about, like, maybe 2 episodes ago where we talked about, like, Roy Kent and having a curved penis and how it turned, how you can make it so it hits a certain place. You have to know somebody, like, your partner has to know, like, the female body enough to know where certain things are and to know where it's gonna make a difference. Mm-hmm. And that's fucking hot. Like, that's fucking hot. Like, so I'm still going to go with 3 just because, yes, it would be, I mean, it's not graphic. It's not like, and there's only one of them. So that's kind
it's
of
just
sad.
the one.
Mm-hmm. My dog is no, I'm not rubbing your face. Okay.
There's like one she brings up, like, in passing other times, but not.
It would be interesting, not interesting, but it would be kind of, if there was something else, like going down. Right. Downtown for either of them, it'd be kind of cool, but it's fine. I mean, I'm fine with the one sex scene, and I'm good with it. So I'm going to say 3.
Also, there's a teenager in the house.
Well, that's the other thing. Like, well, she does say, like, at one point, like, that she ends up naked on his lap.
Right. Mm-hmm. Yep. In her apartment. Like, he goes over.
To look at baby pictures.
To look at pictures, and Amos is like, "Oh, sure."
Sure you did. Yep, fine. Give me some hearts, bitch.
Oh my God. The thing is, like, I would say at least a 4 because of Rhodes.
Yeah, I'm gonna say 4 too.
God.
I mean, it's not. We've read where the hero has done more. Mm-hmm. Like, gone out and done more, but I don't think that detracts anything from Rhodes.
No.
So what's next? Oh, it's recommendations, isn't? No, or would you recommend this book?
Oh,
would you recommend?
Are you kidding me? We've just talked about it for 2 entire hours.
Yes, I would recommend this book.
I would absolutely recommend this book. I would recommend literally any Mariana Zapata book.
Yeah.
Any of them.
Okay, so we're going to move on to then
our book recommendations, podcast recommendations.
Yeah, so do you have a podcast recommendation?
I do. So I admittedly have not finished my entire research portion of this experience. However, I've heard of this podcast before, but I haven't, like, actually, up until very recently, had not started listening to any of it. But the podcast itself is called The Daily.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so it's like, I don't even know.
NPR, right?
I think, yeah. Oh, it's the New York Times. The New York Times.
Got it.
So they'll do like 20 to 30 minute podcasts about a specific thing. So the one that introduced me to the podcast was it was published on April 22nd, and it's called How a Red Flag Law Failed in Indiana. But since then, I think today or the day before, maybe yesterday, they put out one about the current happenings and history of the conflict between Israel and Palestine. So, like, it's current events, it's real life stuff. So if you're looking for, like, an escape, this ain't it, bitches. But I think it's really important to be at least up to date on current affairs. And I had asked a mutual friend of ours this week, like, I'm confused about what the fuck is happening in the Middle East right now. Yeah. And she was like, it's essentially like a fucking war. But like then yesterday, I think it was, she texted me and she was like, hey, The Daily has a really great episode about what's going on. She was like, warning, it's real heavy, which I would expect nothing other than that based upon the subject matter. But so I recommend The Daily.
I woke up to a alert from AP because I get AP, NPR, Washington Post, and New York Times, where it said the AP offices had been built, bombed in Palestine. So that's what happened. So I'm gonna go the opposite. I started writing the dollop.
Yeah, I'll just bring it really down. How about you bring it back up?
I realized that I've actually already recommended the dollop before.
Have you?
The dollop, if you like American history, which I fucking love.
Love history.
I have a minor in history, so yay.
Nerds.
The dollop.
Nerds.
I'm fucking a nerd. But I'm gonna actually recommend something that has been helping me big time, which I think it will help you. Yes, I know, because we're talking about sleeping. I have used this service since I was traveling for work. I'd be in Chicago. I've heard my email name on the podcast before. It's called the Sleep With Me podcast. And what Scooter, dearest Scooter, does is he has one of those voices that is like droning voices, and he just reads shit. Either he reads shit, anymore I've noticed, since it's been a while since I listened to it, now he's gone to the point where he just recaps whatever TV shows he feels like it. And at one point, it was a whole season where he just recapped Game of Thrones, where he just talked about each episode, and his voice is so droning. And you put it on, and you just turn it on and just listen, and it just makes you fall asleep. And
we all need that.
It's the best. And right now he's got one where he just listens to the Great British Bake Off, and he just recaps it. And it's his. If you actually listen to it, it'd be funny. But like, he makes it to the point where you don't want to laugh at it because like you just want to sleep. So I would totally recommend it if you are like looking for something to fall asleep to. It's amazing.
Nice.
It's amazing. Dearest, his name is Scooter, but he goes now by Dearest Scooter, and he's amazing.
That's awesome.
He's also kind of a
We
snack.
all need
it's
help
fine.
sleeping, you guys.
It's fine, right? But it's from San Francisco, so it's awesome. And now he has so many people who have listened to him and like him and whatever. He has so many different offshoots. So like the last one, I'm trying to look at, it's, oh my God, it's hysterical. Sleep With Me. Like the one from Wednesday was called Llama Cat Dog Roommates. But he has all these offshoots from that one. Danish Week, Great British Bake Off to Sleep, Season 9, Series 6. Lasso of Steam. That's okay. So the other one is he just makes shit up. He just makes up a fantasy novel, and he just talks about it. But his voice is so droning, it'll make you go to sleep. So,
awesome.
There you go.
We all need that.
We do.
We really do.
We do. So let's go to recommendations. What do you want to recommend?
For the book is?
Yeah, let's talk about book recommendations.
Oh my God, you guys. So after Rae and I both went down like a Mariana Zapata rabbit hole, we then went down a Penny Reed rabbit hole because
I'm watching you.
See, what had happened was,
what happened?
I got a Penny Reed book for free. I don't remember. Maybe it was in her newsletter or whatever, but like, okay. So Motion was free in her newsletter, so I downloaded it, and she has like a few different series: Knitting in the City and the Winston Brothers, which are both interconnected. But I have not really gotten into any of the others because I just was like, those two series are so perfect for me that I've had a hard time believing that I can like branch out. I've not read the rugby ones because I'm like, how Penny Reed can you live up in my head to fucking Knitting in the City?
Oh,
and then
the rugby ones are so good.
Yes. And so then I got Motion for free, and I was like, why, Veronica, did you ever doubt the queen that is Penny Reed?
She's a queen. She is
a fucking queen. So I am not only recommending Motion. So I downloaded Motion, read it in like a solid 2 to 3 days. Immediately, as soon as I was done, downloaded the rest. It's a trilogy, so like it's all in the Hypothesis series, which is about like physicists. Which is why I was like, there's no possible way I'll like this, right? Like this is way over my head.
None of us have read Kissing Tolstoy, right?
I have not read that.
Okay.
But I believe that's also related.
Yes. Yeah, it's her English. Yeah.
Yeah. So the thing is, all of her shit is connected. So even like Penny Reed's mind must just be like an unbelievably intricate web. So of awesome. So Motion, the hero in Motion, Space and Time, that's books 4 through 6 of the Hypothesis series. His name is Abram. And Abram is Marie Harris's brother. And Marie Harris is the heroine from Dating-ish, which I think is number 6 in the Knitting in the City series. So I started reading Motion. I read it quickly. Immediately downloaded the next 2 books. It ends on like a pretty intense cliffhanger. And so I just needed immediately to know what happened. I think it was like 1 a.m. and I started
like, no, I need to know now.
And of course was texting Rae furiously. And then she was like, I'm going to have to read Dating-ish, which she did like within a couple days.
Loved it.
And then she like moved on to other Penny Reed, which then made me reread part of Penny Reed. Like, I mean, it's just been like, Rae and I have been down.
It's been a read-a-palooza.
It's been like a real rabbit hole of like Mariana Zapata / Penny Reed for the last 2 weeks. It's been like,
oh my god! I mean,
neither of us are sad about.
No. Because I've read some other garbage that I was like, okay,
yeah. But I highly recommend the entire Motion Space Time series. It's very sweet. The first one is fucking heartbreaking though. Like really angsty. After that, well, the second one's still pretty angsty to some extent, but to a lot of extents actually. For 1 and 2 are really fucking angsty, but it's very good, and I loved learning more about like you. Of course, you get to see all the Knitting in the City ladies at some point. It's great. It's just so fucking great. Highly recommend. 10 out of 10.
Nice. Would recommend.
10 out of 10 would recommend.
So, on that same vein, so yes, spoiler alert, I was reading a lot of Penny Reed. So I read Dating-ish, which I fucking loved. I really liked it. However, okay, so actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do to have it to hate first, because I need to talk about Beauty and the Mustache for like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm not gonna, but come on. So, To Have It to Hate, I really liked. It was by R.S. Gray, and I just read it because it was like recommended to me. It was like, hey, here, you like this, and I enjoyed it. It was enemies to lovers, of course.
Of course, my God, because we have mental
illness.
But
it's not really enemies. I mean, they're just like more whatever. Like they're not enemies. Like he doesn't hate her. He definitely tells her like, don't contact me unless it's an emergency, because we're married. But it's not like he hates her. Like, so it's kind of, but not. It ruined me. It really hurt. It hurt my heart a couple times. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Like and what makes me super sad is like, again, Goodreads. Hello, Goodreads. The recommendations for her other books are like, this is a bunch of bullshit. I'm like, okay, well, I guess. Okay, cool. So I just don't know.
This is the one where you said that he was like doing things for her in the middle of the night and like he did.
Oh my God. Didn't know. Yes, like it starts at the beginning of the book. Is like she's an artist. He's like they both come from money, but she's one of those ones who is like, no, I'm gonna do my own thing. Like I'm gonna find my own way. I'm gonna pay my own way. Like she wants him to co-sign on an apartment. Like her thing is like, I will give up my $10,000 a month, like stipend, to be your wife, so that you can co-sign on an apartment for me. This apartment is like the dregs of society in fucking New York City. He's like, no, you're not living in this fucking hovel. You can live with me. I will make it so you can live with me. And he does. And every time like he comes and sees her working on her own artwork, it's like something different. Like he moves this so she can see this better, and like he puts down plastic and he puts down this. He buys her a $10,000 easel so she can paint. It's
acts of service.
It's acts of service. and part of me broke my heart because like he actually has a girlfriend when they like the beginning of it. Yeah. And the heroine's like, I don't know how I mean, like, it's like how all of us would feel like if I was made to marry somebody I didn't love and didn't even know, like, how would you feel if the person that you were dating or like you were married had a girlfriend? No. Like, how would you feel about that? Like,
if I were the girlfriend and he had to marry someone else, no.
Well, what it comes down to is like, as the brother says, is if he really loved her, he wouldn't have married you. And it's like, you go, oh, fucking yeah, right.
Well,
like,
yeah.
But you do feel bad. You do feel bad for the girlfriend. I mean, you do, and I did, and I can't think of her name. Feels bad for it too. So I mean, it's a fantastic book. I would recommend it wholeheartedly. Yeah, there's some parts where my heart hurt. Like it hurt. So I would recommend. The other book I'm gonna recommend is Beauty and the Mustache. I know that Veronica has some feelings about this book.
I have so many feelings about this book.
I can't even. Penny. Oh my God. Drew.
I told you.
Ruined me for any man.
Yep.
Ever.
I told you. You started it and I was like, the end. You are never gonna look at any man the same way.
I mean, I fucking hate poetry. I really hate poetry. I really do. But I texted you on the whole like what leaves is ash, and I was like,
I know.
I can't. My heart just can't.
I know.
Can I just recite one?
Of course you fucking can.
Because it hurts my heart, and it hurts my heart. Like I can't, all of it. And
Drew ruined
it's fine. Drew ruined us.
Drew ruined me for all men.
I made no room for you, yet you arrived. I saw you. You spoke. That was it. I gave up nothing, but I lost everything. And then the bitch recites fucking North and South, which is my fucking... Okay, so I love Pride and Prejudice, like, a lot.
Yeah, of course.
But
North and South, man.
They're connected because North and South is Pride and Prejudice with fucking unions. That's basically
what it is.
So
North and South is so good. And he fucking reads North and South aloud. The best.
Oh my God. I can't even. So that's my recommendation, guys. So if you haven't read Beauty and the Mustache,
I highly recommend the entire Knitting in the City series. I truly do.
I mean, all of it. I mean,
you're not going to go wrong with Penny Reed.
No,
but like,
I mean, even the ones that like, even the ones I don't like, they're fine. They're great. I wouldn't say somebody not read them.
Penny Reed, she's so funny. So funny.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Guys.
Drew Runis.
Between Mariana Zapata and Penny Reed, I can't.
No, I can't. Yeah.
Can't.
I mean, we'll be here all night talking about them.
All right. So, what's next?
Oh, God. Just drooling over Drew Runis, I think, is what's next. Okay. In all seriousness, what is next? I think we just have to tell people where to find us.
Yes, please.
Okay, so the schedule upcoming is a little intense.
It's a bit of a mess. Yeah.
Like we said earlier, we applied for a bunch of ARC copies of upcoming novels and then somehow got approved for all of them, which we were not anticipating, but we are dealing with. So it's fine, and we're looking forward to it. So after this episode is going to air on June 1st. Okay. After that, on June 8th, we are going to have, the name of the author has flown out of my brain.
Is it Lucy Monroe?
Tracy Brogan.
Oh, okay.
Lucy Monroe would have already passed by the time this episode airs.
Got it. Yeah.
So, My Kind of Perfect by Tracy Brogan is going to air on June 8th, I believe is what that date is. And then after that, June 15th, that's going to be an extra episode, My Kind of Perfect. And then June 15th, we are going to have another ARC review of Fighting Conviction, which is from a TikTok author that we found that we love, or that I love. Rae, I think, is still working her way through the first book. But she's fantastic. Her name is Greer Rivers, and she just fucking published her first novel, which was Escaping Conviction, which I recommended on the podcast a while ago. So this is the second book in this series, and it's about a different hot hero from Jason's covert ops team, which I am available for. So it's the hero from a different hero on his team, but the heroine is Jason's sister. Or I'm sorry, yes, sister. So sister. At any rate, I'm really looking forward to that. And after that, we don't actually have any plans.
No, we have plans.
Oh shit.
We have another guest.
Oh right, yes, we have another guest after that. Oh, I'm so excited. I forgot that was coming right after that.
Yeah, we have another guest after that, and it's going to be amazing.
Oh, I'm so excited! But we have not. I don't think we've picked a book for her yet.
No, she gets to choose.
Okay, so she's going to get to choose from a list. So then we'll let you know. Oh, I'm so excited.
I know, it's going to be fun. It's going to be super
fun. There's going to be a lot coming up. We will have Passion Flicks / Page to Screen reviews coming up. The next one, God, after this one airs, I don't even know. We're going to be doing upcoming Naughty Books and Wicked and Driven all coming up. So, and
if anybody knows love Canon, wants to get them on board to write our
please.
Fucking Yep.
1000%. So where can people find us? Let's go over all of that information.
So, do you want to go?
You can do it.
So our website is chicklitbookclubpodcast.com. Our Twitter is @chicklitpodcast. Our TikTok is chicklitbookclub. Our Pinterest is Chicklet Book Club Podcast. So you can see all of our pictures of the people that we have been drooling over. Our email. Come on, email us. It's chickletbookclubpodcast@gmail.com. You can do it. You can do it. Tell us what you like, you don't like, whatever. Our YouTube is just search us on Chicklet Book Club. Like, please don't send us porn.
Please don't.
No.
We don't have time for this shit.
Ain't nobody got time. So, that's us. And
that's us, man. Thank you for joining us tonight for our Mariana Zapata fan club.
Yeah, right? I mean, it's pretty much all it's been. It's fine.
Doesn't matter. I'm not even sorry.
I seriously am not. I'm not. No.
If we educated one human about Mariana Zapata tonight or Penny Reed, we did our jobs.
Lingus. Yeah, we're good.
Mm-hmm.
Guess what? No, you go.
Well,
you go
everyone,
first.
happy reading. Please tell us what you're reading. And we hope we will see you very soon with more episodes than maybe were advisable via our mental health. But we're doing it because everything is fine.
Yep.
Everything's fine.
Great. It's fine. It's fine. And you know what we sign off on here?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Let's do it. Ready?
Bye! Everyone hates us.